Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Got a great broadcast lineup for you this morning. Got absolutely amazing broadcast lineup for you this morning. And what I want to do, I want to say good morning. I want to say good morning, good morning. Can you send the link? The link is already sent. Adrian asked me for the link this morning. But good. I want to say good morning to Captain Leonard. Good morning, Captain Leonard. How you doing this morning?
Man, good morning, Raheem and Morning Glow family.
Man, look at here. You know, this is the last live broadcast we're gonna do for this week. For this week, because we're gonna be off on tomorrow for Thanksgiving. Want to make sure everybody enjoy their Thanksgiving. And Friday, you know, we're not gonna be here Friday because everybody gonna be laid in the bed, not wanting to get up because they're gonna be so full from Thanksgiving. And so I know how that thing work. I already know. I don't peep my eye on it already. So my thing is this right here, man. I want everybody to make sure that they really enjoy themselves, enjoy their families for Thanksgiving. What do you say to that, Captain Leonard?
Yes, and definitely be careful. I'm not. We're doing separate Thanksgiving, but we have all types of technology to help us see people enjoying Thanksgiving in their homes. So I think I like this one meme I seen. A Zoom Thanksgiving is better than an ICU Christmas.
Come on, wow, yes, sir.
So this notion that somehow COVID is going to take a break is unrealistic. Don't throw it all away for something like this.
Exactly.
Just don't do it.
Exactly. And though I know that everybody really wants to see their families, want to hang out with their families and have a good time with their families, we got to be cautious. We got to be cautious and really understand that though you do want to do that and you want to be around them, you want to be around them for years to come. And there's one opportunity to be around them. You don't want to sacrifice that and end up in ICU or dead for this one day. I won't say it's not worth it, but Leonard, it's not worth it. What do you say? What do you say to that?
I'm just yes, Mom. Once or it's a matter of life or death.
Yeah. And
prevention is everything.
Yeah. And they got this old saying. I can't. I'm a butcher it. So then I need either you or Adrian to come in and help me out. But an ounce of prevention is worth a what?
Pound of cure.
There you go. There you go. I knew one of y'all had my back. Good morning, Adrian. How you doing this morning?
Hey, good morning, bro. I'm good. Yeah, I'm here with you. I had to get you some more light. Had to put it in the right place, man.
Hey, we're talking about today is the last day that we're gonna go live for this week because we're gonna be off tomorrow being Thanksgiving and Thursday because everybody gonna, ain't nobody rolling out that bed Friday, man, because they're gonna be so doggone full, fat and full. Ain't nobody rolling out that bed, man. So we're gonna do a rebroadcast Friday morning as well. But we're telling people, man, that it's very important to be safe. And Leonard was telling Leonard saw this meme, and it says, help me out, Leonard. What it say?
It's a Zoom Thanksgiving is better than an ICU Christmas.
Yes. And so that to me that's powerful because it's telling you, man, to be careful. I know people personally, man. As a matter of fact, I got a call from one of my brothers yesterday. One of my brothers in Christ, and he was telling me that he had been suffering with the corona and say he couldn't even get up out the bed, man. He said, it took everything for him, everything that's in him for him to even walk from one room to the next room. And sometimes he couldn't even make it there. He said, that's
and several family members have contracted COVID.
Yeah.
Hopefully my cousin is able to come off of oxygen today because he was in ICU with COVID. And, we just have to watch it because during this holiday, COVID will spread.
Yes, it will.
It is not going to take a break or care anything about your Thanksgiving.
And one of the things about it, this whole COVID situation, and I'm going to go to Adrian with this. One of the things about it, Adrian, this COVID situation does not discriminate. It does not discriminate at all. It doesn't matter. It doesn't care whether you're black, white, Republican, Democrat, independent, rich, poor, or what side of the fence you live on. It does not care. It's gonna, if it knock on your door, it's gonna try to come in. And so we have to be mindful and take care of each other, man. This is a time right now where we have to really think about taking care of each other and wearing those masks. Go ahead, Adrian.
Gentlemen, I'll make a confession to y'all. I weigh 300 and about 300 pounds now. Earlier this year in January, I contracted COVID twice before we knew what it was. I was in Dale Seton Hospital, which where I live at, then it's the street, then it's a bank, then it's the hospital right there, literally. Earlier this year, I was so sick that I lost 80 pounds. We didn't know what COVID was. I could put both of my arms as big as my forearm. I could put both of them down inside of my blue jeans and still had room. I lost just that much weight. How Leonard was just saying that his kin folks is on oxygen. I laid in my bed, y'all. I was so sick. I couldn't get out the bed to come start my fireplace up in the cold. I had wood on the back porch, but I was scared that I would have burnt the house down because my concentration was not even there. I'm a big guy and I'm a strong guy. I'm stronger than an ox. But this that we're talking about is true. Stay at home. And if I told you what else COVID did to me, you don't have no sense of concentration. Anything that's in you from any direction, and we know what I mean by that, it's going to come at you. I prayed, this only twice in my life that I've ever prayed to God to kill me. The other time I was living in New York on Long Island, I had contracted pneumonia. That's the only other time I was hurting so bad. I remember when the doctor told me, he gave me them prescription. One of the young ladies, she came over one day. I called, I said, I'm so sick.
Mute your line for me, Leonard.
I said, Christy, I'm sick. Can you come by? She came by. She said, Adrian, she said, if I didn't know you any better, she said, I would think that you were a homeless person under the bridge. My skin had turned this color. Look at the difference.
Yeah.
I was darkening. And I looked in the mirror that's right here that was hanging on my door. I said, you know what? Take me back to the ER. This pandemic, it's a ghost. I know it sounds funny, and people are like, oh no, I can just get out and do whatever. I'll just wear my mask. I was so sick, y'all. From January the 3rd, I'll never forget it. It hit me. I didn't start to feeling good again until May.
Good Lord.
I couldn't eat nothing. And I love to eat, and I can throw down in the kitchen, like I told y'all the other day. January, February, March, April, and a big part of May. I didn't have no appetite, didn't want to eat nothing. Anything that I tried to eat, chicken noodle soup, it came right back at me one way or the other. Sweating, I was delirious, I was delusional. I'll admit it. That's why I can say I know God is real. He stopped by 2159 and he sat with me when I didn't have nobody else in this house, him with me, to come take care of me. I couldn't bathe for days and weeks.
I know why people didn't come in there, man. You weren't watching, man. You were right, brother. Now go ahead.
I know it sounds funny.
Yeah.
I couldn't walk. Just like what Leonard just said, his kin folks. I remember when that doctor told me, second time I went, he wrote me this prescription called, I can't think of the name of it right now. I think I got the box somewhere around here. And I had to take them pills for 7 days. He said, well, what you got is not the flu, and it's not pneumonia, it's not strep. He explained it to me. He said, but take these pills. He said, and you're going to have to just ride it out. He said, I don't know what it is. They swabbed my nose up in my nose. They swabbed out down my throat. They took blood. They did all that. Because I thought that I don't know what world I had. I wasn't running around sleeping with no women. I didn't know what the world I had, being there, feeling that bad. And it came out of nowhere. Out of nowhere, y'all. One day I was feeling like $1 million. The next day, I couldn't even put my pants on.
Good Lord.
And I'm serious. When I tell you, I'm looking at the camera, I'm serious.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
know we want to see our kin folks and our loved ones stay at home and pray that God is blessing them on their Thanksgiving and their Christmas into their New
Yeah,
Year. Stay at home.
exactly.
I had a birthday the other day, last weekend, this past weekend. Man, I wanted to go out and do something. I did some stuff, but trust me, like Leonard said, and I got to agree with him. Y'all, please, out there in radio broadcast land, please stay home.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I was so sick, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I told my mama said, boy, she said, I couldn't get out there to you. I said, Mama, I said, I know. Jesus stopped by. He stopped by. I might not be the most holiest person in the universe, most perfect, but Jesus stopped by.
Come on. Come on.
When I could not get out my bed, y'all, I was so sick, and just thinking about it right now makes me want to throw up because I know what I felt. I lost 80 pounds. I went down to about 230 pounds from that COVID, and we didn't know what it was. I didn't know what was wrong with me, y'all.
Exactly.
I didn't. That's my testimony.
And that's powerful, man. And so I hope people heed what you just said, because I've never gone through it. I pray to God I never have to, or nobody that's real close to me have to go through it. I hate that you all had to go through it. But my thing is, man, we have to protect each other. We got another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? Caller, what's your name? Where you calling?
Hi, my name is Goddess.
Goddess. What's going on, Goddess? How you doing?
Hi, I'm calling from Kansas City.
Kansas City. Either Kansas City, Kansas, or Kansas City, Missouri.
I'm so glad you recognize that. Kansas City, Kansas.
Okay. Like I say, a lot of people say that, and people don't realize, that there's a couple of them out there now. There's a couple of them out there, and so you from the famous one.
I'm from Kansas City, Kansas.
There you go. Good deal. We're talking about Thanksgiving right now, and we're not gonna be here tomorrow and Friday because of Thanksgiving and because of the day after. People are gonna be fat and full, and they ain't gonna feel like doing nothing. And so we're telling everybody to be careful. Be careful. Though we know you want to come together, though we know everybody want to be together on Thanksgiving and be with your family members, your loved ones, but we have to be mindful that this COVID situation is real. Adrian was just telling us the situation that happened with him when he had it before they even knew what it was. So talk to the people that's listening to us, Goddess, and tell them why they need to be so mindful. And maybe just let this Thanksgiving, though you want to be with your family members, though you want to be with them, sometimes you got to just let it pass by, and not subject yourself and your family members to this horrible situation that's going
on. My idea of COVID, I'm going to be with certain family members because my personal point of view is I've placed my family on regimens that is needed. First of all, I looked at the actual facts. Anybody that did not have vitamin D in their system are the ones that went into the hospital and could not make it. Okay. The people that had vitamin D and their level was deficient, that's what would make the problem.
Hello?
Ooh.
Okay.
And
Could you hear me?
we are back up and running. We are back up and running. Had a little computer issue there. Technology acts up sometimes. So y'all, and it kicked me out and it kicked Agent out. Agent, but if it kicked me out like that, or you see me froze, take it, brother. Take over, and I'll be right back in. It's a computer issue. That is. So we'll keep that thing moving. Let me see. Let me get see, can I get Leonard them back on here? Let me call. Go ahead, Agent. Tell us the more situation about how you felt, man. How did you feel as an individual, as a man, when this COVID jumped on you, man?
Okay, I'll say two things. The young lady that was just speaking, I agree with her about the vitamin D, and so on.
Please leave your message for.
What we have to keep in mind is that COVID is not just one strand of COVID. It's a virus. And there are several strands of COVID. Right? So you might say, okay, well, vitamin D is where most people are deficient, or I'm deficient on fighting COVID. Well, that's true. What about the other 4, 5, or 6 strands that are out there that the CDC and the World Health Organization and Emory and Dale Seaton, for example, don't know how to combat those strands of COVID? It's just like a cold, for example, a cold virus or something like that. There's several different, every year, there's several different strands of cold viruses. There's no one universal to say, hey, take vitamin D or take this and it's good. This thing is mutating. It's mutating. And the more people we get in demographics together in these different functions, and I'm not just talking about family events, I'm talking about city events and concerts and stuff, that's the more COVID has the ability to mutate. Because when I was first tested, and I got it earlier this year, I know what strand that was. The doctor eventually, after a few weeks, I went back to Dale Seaton, and they told me, okay, this is what we're learning. Then they told me that it was several different. Now, your question was, as a man, how did that make me feel? Honestly, I was weak and pathetic. I'll just be real honest with you. I was weak and pathetic, Raheem. Again, I couldn't move, brother. I couldn't walk. I couldn't raise my hands.
Wow.
I remember when I had went to Bishop Mays church over here after I kind of got the feeling better a little bit. I went to church one Sunday, and the preacher said, y'all raise your hand and praise the Lord. And I thought about it. And I was happy to raise my hands to God.
Yeah.
Because just a few weeks ago, I couldn't move, y'all. I was laying in that bed in there. When I tell you I was hurting so bad, what it is your body will become numb. And you'll start getting like hot. Like sometimes you'll be hot, sometimes you'll be cold and numb. I couldn't feel parts of my body, my ligaments, my nerves. And then other times I was extremely hot. Like I said, I was hurting so bad, I didn't even want to make my fireplace in the cold because I thought I would burn the house down. Y'all, what happened to me? So y'all be careful.
Exactly. And see, and Rico, good to have you this morning. So good morning to you. Man, look here. We're talking about unmute yourself there, Rico. Did I do it or you did it?
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Good deal. We're talking about, and we're not gonna be here tomorrow or Friday. We're gonna do rebroadcast tomorrow and Friday because of Thanksgiving. And we're talking about how though everybody wants to be a part of their family, the function and everything, and be around their family, we have to be real mindful because Adrian was telling us about the situation that happened with him with this COVID. And I know other people, and Leonard was saying he has family members as well that has been subjected to this whole this virus, this beast that's out there right now. So do we have to be mindful right now, Rico? Do we have to maybe not get around as many family members this time so we don't sacrifice ourselves as well as our family members based on this whole COVID situation? What do you say to that?
I'm gonna say what I said last night. It's COVID the donkey.
Yeah.
It's COVID the donkey right about now. COVID might be the donkey. And I said this a long time ago because before COVID even came around, I said that it was something that needed to happen to make the world slow down and go back and start getting back into the old ways of spending quality time with each other. And you see what happened? We were forced to spend time with our children. These children were forced to stop going to school. The parents were forced to sit at home and not working. The side chicks, the side pieces were forced to stop seeing each other because they had to stay at home with the spouses. People had, it's sometimes we have to go through so many tragedies once we won't take the signs that we need to start being mindful of others and start doing things that's really important. COVID is bad. You know, sometimes you have this word called collateral damage. I hate to speak that because I know a woman that lost 3 relatives in the same week. One of my homeboys called me about 3 weeks ago and told me he like to die. He had been in the hospital for 11 days. I wouldn't have known nothing until I seen no obituary. I didn't even know he was sick. So it's real. It's real. But people have a need to be entertained. No, I don't, not a need, a want. They have a craving to be entertained, to want to live their best lives. They want to do what they want to do, and they'll find any reason to justify it, and they will take any risk. They'll think some of these small risks are worth taking. You know, scientists said 10 years ago that viruses and diseases were mutating so much that they were running out of antibiotics. So sooner or later, we were going to be in a situation where they were going to have to go off planet or somewhere. They ought to come up with something to create antibiotics because everything was mutating. Gonorrhea, you name it, all these different diseases are mutating. And you know what, like, I eat at Thanksgiving, I eat at Christmas, but I stopped worshiping those pagan holidays a decade ago at least. Probably over a decade ago, but I participate with family. I don't participate in those holidays. I don't participate in Valentine's, none of that stuff right there. 4th of July, none of these Western made up holidays. I don't participate in them, but I will eat. But I was forced to find out that most of that stuff that I'm eating at those holidays been hurting me.
Yeah.
So that might be the donkey talking to me. You know what I'm saying? You know what? You say you don't even want to participate in the holiday, but you'll still eat and enjoy the food. Maybe you need to stop enjoying that too. Stop being politically correct. Stop taking advantage of the opportunity to do what you want to do or to get some kind of benefit out of it. See, so that's what we really need to learn is to stop trying to find every opportunity to find out what we can get out of something. Because sometimes it ain't worth the risk. Yeah. Sometimes it ain't worth the risk. It might not be enough vitamin D. You might need vitamin D plus. You get what I'm saying? They might need to come up with some kind of extra vitamin D right about now, so you feeling comfortable right now. The risk ain't worth it. I would rather talk to my relatives next month than to have a memory of what we just celebrated this past Thanksgiving or my past birthday.
Yeah, and it's powerful, brother, and that makes so much sense. That makes so much sense. Leonard, what do you say to that?
You know, I don't have no type of emotional connection to it really. But it is happening, and the evidence is there, and you should take precautions. You can come up with whatever you want about it. It's here, and so you're gonna have to come up with a way to protect yourself. Like Sister Jen said earlier, make sure you are on a regimen that helps boost your immune system and things of that nature. But this is not the first virus; it won't be the last. The viruses have always been going on. It's just been going on in different places. So we have all these types of things going on, and we have yet to see, you know, people really need to take it serious. And you're going to be around some people with every reason in the world for not taking precautions.
Yep.
You know who they are. You know who they are in your family. So you can't trust those people right now. You just can't. Exactly.
Because it just isn't worth it, man. It just, you know, and we can say it the way we want to say it and dress it up and make it look real pretty and real cute, but it's really just not worth it, man. Because like Rico said a second ago, I would rather talk to you be able to talk to you next month and have and enjoy your company than have to sit around and talk about, well, we really had a good time that time. I just hate that they're not here no more, man. I wish we would have done something different, and maybe they'll still be here. It's so much tied up into that. Goddess, what's on your heart?
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I guess my phone got cut. I don't know.
No.
But anyway,
we had technical. It was on our end, since we had technical difficulty. It knocked everything down, and so that's why I had to call you back. It was on our end. It was at your end.
Okay. But no, I was going to finish, I was just stating about the vitamin D and the regimens that we need to make sure that everybody is on in order for us to be able to beat COVID. CMOS is a key factor. When you do go outside, some things that you might need to take advantage of and start steaming. If you know you've been in a big crowd, put a towel over your head, put some lemons and oranges and sea salt, and put that towel over your head. The old time school remedy where you used to breathe in and some ginger root and breathe that in so it's supposed to kill whatever you're going through and help opening up your lungs so you can breathe and stuff and help cure the mucus out of your system and stuff like that.
Okay.
That's what
say
the
that.
CMOS and the bladder rat.
Hey, sister, say that again about the ginger root. Say that again so people could hear it.
You put lemons and oranges and ginger root in the water with sea salt, and you put a towel over your head and you breathe it. Back in the day, that's how they used to do certain things when you get a bad cold, but we don't do some of them old remedies. With that, it opens up your lungs and help you breathe.
Wow.
It helps you breathe.
See, that's
so I was just saying, when you do go out, when you come back in, make sure you do these regimens. And if you do catch, you got to do it 3 or 4 times a day. And I'm not saying that because there are different strands. I agree with them. There are different strands. But if you take care of your body, your chances of it's going to be better fighting it. Putting yourself more on the eating the right foods, like a lot of veggies and raw veggies, and eating the right foods so your body will have the right nutrients. Like CMOS has, your body's made up of over 100 and something nutrients and vitamins. CMOS has like 92 of them. So you do your CMOS shakes with bladderwrack in it. I mean, it's just certain things that I just think now that we're going to have to go back to eating real healthy. And we haven't been eating healthy.
Sis, I'm going to tell you something.
It makes a big difference.
I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to get my email address to you. I want you to send me some of these stuff you're talking about, because I don't know a lot about a lot of this stuff that you're talking about. And it makes sense because that's what our grandparents, our great grandparents used to do. When things was going on, they go out there in the field and they find this and they find it, and they'll cut the root off of this tree and leaves off of that, whatever it is, and they'll give it to us, and before you know it, we felt better because I think, and they talking about this this virus is talking this venom, what do you call that thing, Rico? The vaccine they're talking about coming out with. What I would like to know is what is in that, and what can we get naturally that's in that vaccine that we could just take naturally ourselves and not have to get injected like that. It has to be something. It's based on something, and it has to be something natural.
Well, that vaccine is probably going to do more harm to you than good. I won't put my trust in that vaccine. You can't put it in me. It has I know one thing it does have, which is the RH, the races, which is part of what they have in the HIV. And I kept saying, I said, that's part of what's in the HIV. I see an article today that I just posted that some people are going to end up getting AIDS based off of the vaccine.
Wow.
So, I mean, you can't inoculate me with something that's going to kill me. And some people are taking it. They still having bad problems with it based off the clinical trials. I personally, I'm not going to take it. That's just me on a personal basis. I had that choice. You're not going to inoculate me. I don't think it's beneficial. They are having mandatory vaccinations getting ready to get started. I suggest that you check with your city and see who's going to be the first to get the mandatory inoculations, because they have a list of how it's going to go down, and it is a mandatory inoculation. Me, Peter Brown, a few others. We've already been on top of this. We've been studying this. We've been looking at it. We've been making other situations ready to go. Like I said, there's elite society that's gonna come up out of this.
And what they're saying,
I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to subject any of my family members to any of this, but also I don't want to not see them either. I don't want them to be gone from going grocery shopping and they out here and then come home and they die and I ain't seen them either. So it goes both ways. Exactly. I'm not gonna try to put my family in there. Ultraviolet rays is another thing. Put an ultraviolet ray in your house. It's supposed to kill the virus. I don't know if that's true. But that's what's been they're taking. I know that's what they're doing in certain government sections. They got small ultraviolet light. Like when they did the voters thing, they gave all the head people ultraviolet lights, and they put them also inside of the room when they were counting the ballots.
Wow. See,
to kill the virus and stuff. So, like I said, it's very keen that your health benefits, your teas, your sour soup, your moringa, your vitamin C, and your zinc are key factors. And I also think you should drink some Schweppes where it has quantamine in it.
That's right.
See, again, sister, I'm gonna get my email to you, and I want you to send me some of this stuff here, because, like I said, I want to know this, and not only for myself, I want to be able to share it throughout the broadcast that we do, not just this one, but throughout the different broadcasts, because these are things that people need to know, because they walk around and they say that my people will perish because of the lack of knowledge. And if we find out something, if we know something, we should be able to share it. We should be able to share it and let everybody know, because I don't want to see nobody family suffer. I don't. And I've never been a selfish type person where I know it, so I'm gonna keep it for my family. I'm not gonna tell you, no. If your family member die, you're gonna hurt too.
That's right.
You're gonna hurt too.
Right.
And so my thing is, I don't want to see you go through that. We got another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
It's just I had to call in this morning.
Yes, sir.
My ears get attentive to some things.
There you go. What's on your heart, brother? Talk to me.
Well, I'm just listening to my sister right here, and I didn't catch her name, but you got some information that needs to be shared. And I know nobody has a fix for this thing, but if we can help one another with some valuable information,
yes, sir.
I know I'd like to have it, because I got several people. Everybody got several people in their family. It's getting closer and closer to home. And, we used to have some remedies. We called them remedies back in the day.
Yeah.
That you knew you was going to take some castor oil. You knew you was going to take some 3-6. I don't know if anybody know what 3-6, and they had liniment and certain things.
You talking about that witch hazel? You talking about that witch hazel? You talking about that witch hazel?
All of that.
Yeah.
And then we had what we called Mangrio tea. It growed in the field.
That's right.
My auntie, my cousin, had some in her yard. And we would take the root. It was just to look like a root. And we'll ball it. And no matter how much sugar you put in it, it'll never get sweet.
Good Lord.
But you take it, wrap up at night, and feel better in the morning. I guarantee you that. I'm going to get some now.
I want you to send me some, man. Send me some, brother. Send me some.
I'm telling you, it works. We call it Mangrio tea. You probably can, if I could look, I'm gonna look it up. And some have started to find out that it's really something that's beneficial. And they done bagged it up and they started to sell it as a product. But a lot of stuff that it's really some of the roots and some of the things that our forefathers and elders used to use, and we thought it was crazy. But I bet you one thing, we didn't go to no doctor.
Exactly. And see, that's the thing, Rico. That's the thing right there. And yeah, that I'm gonna stay right here for a second. That's the thing, Rico, that we've gotten away from, man. Being able to live off the land, being able to go out there, man, and find what it is that we need. We want to take medicine and like God has said, man, you know, they giving you this vaccine, and the vaccine they killing you to save you, because if you have HIV in it, it's gonna kill you. And so they're killing you so they can save you. You know, I don't understand that. I don't understand that psyche. How can you kill me to save me? Go ahead, Rico.
Well, you know, to be honest with you, it goes back to what we've always been saying for a while, that we really didn't pass down the necessary tools to our younger generation, to the youth, the way we should. You don't hear people talking about aloe vera anymore. You don't hear anybody talking about the whiskey, liquor, and the honey anymore. The whiskey with the honey and lemon. You know, old school remedies, like Donald just said, natural remedies, holistic remedies. Now you have books out that not only give you the ingredients for remedies, but it tell you what each herb or whatever does, what ingredient does, things that you can do to prevent certain things. But those books aren't hot sellers right now. Those things are hot searches on the internet right now. People would rather search other things that aren't important. But I'm gonna put this out there. Where I'm from, Monsanto initially produced PCBs, and they contaminated so much of the land down here that at one point in time, maybe about 20 years ago, we had the largest lawsuit in the history of man. And it was so big that Johnny Cochran came in and he became a part of it. And it affected pretty much the entire population. We got the highest rates of cancer in the world, highest rates of heart disease in the world, highest rates of high blood pressure in the world, lead poisoning, you name it, so many different ailments just from this city that we have higher numbers than most people in the world. But those PCBs were actually part of the creation of GMOs. With Monsanto, they made GMOs. And we have consumed so much processed foods and preservatives and GMOs that we don't understand these PCBs don't leave our bodies. They actually pass off to our offspring. So now when we're eating these foods that are genetically modified, not naturally grown or organic, and we intake these chemicals, well, not only are we fighting our own immune system and creating a whole different antibody, but we're putting that chemical in our children, and they're putting it in their children, and it's passing down, contaminating them, and we're creating a society of people that can't fight simple illnesses. Now these illnesses that we already have to deal with are morphing, but it might not be that the illnesses are morphing. Maybe we just aren't built right to fight some of these diseases anymore, because we have been eating all of the wrong things. The prescription drugs, you have an alternative naturally. They can do some of the same things these prescriptions do. But the prescriptions, they're more dangerous for you than anything. You can listen to the commercials, and all the prescriptions have more hazards to them, more chance for harm than the actual help that it can give you. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, just think about what we're putting in our body to help us that really can have a side effect that's worse than the problem we're going through.
I saw one one time. We're gonna go to the phone line. I got another caller. I saw one that said one of the precautions that side effects is, and they read a lot of them down, and they said to include death. I said, God Almighty, hold on. Nah, I don't want that side effect. No, that's the side of it. We know we might need to stay away from that death, to include death. So you saying I'm gonna take this right here to try to eliminate this right here, but you're gonna kill me? I don't think that's a good trade-off. I don't think that's a good trade-off at all. Kurt, good morning, sir. Good morning, Curtis. How you doing this morning?
Morning, brothers. Morning. How y'all doing? Man?
Hey, doing good. Good to have you, brother. We'll talk. I know you've been listening in for a minute, man, and we're talking about Thanksgiving. And like I said, we're gonna be off tomorrow and Friday doing rebroadcast. But a lot of people are gonna be around their family members and stuff like that, man. Is that a wise idea? Girl? Yeah, is that a wise idea, Kurt?
You know what? At this point, man, I would try and stay as neutral as possible. Because either way you believe, if you believe it's a hoax or if you believe that it's not a hoax, I have to ask myself, why are we even having this conversation? Because at the end of the day, something is out there, and it's killed over 280,000 people.
Yes, sir.
Something is out there that somebody knew about. And it's done killed over 280,000 people.
Yes.
Is it as readily transferable as they say? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what to believe. I know that the doubt that's been sold has been sold by a person who gives not a rat's booty about anybody other than his bottom line. And it's shameful, man. You know, I remember shortly after this thing first broke out. Hey, morning.
Kurt, we might have to go away from Kurt. Kurt got something going on over there. Go ahead, Adrian. What's on your heart, brother? Unmute your line.
Yeah. You know, a lot of people don't realize COVID-19, and maybe we know this. The reason why it's named COVID-19, because it really did start last year, just like the brother was just saying. It was known about by these governments what was about to happen. That's why it's COVID-19 and not COVID-20, okay? And one of the statements I said here to you all, and I hate to say this, all this is big business. All it is big business. Just like Brother Rico was talking about a second ago, okay? And the gentleman on the phone, I believe his name is Donald Toussaint. These remedies that we have, right, exactly. These remedies that we have out here, they're the same remedies that you could go right out there to your granddad or grandmama farm. I don't care what color you are. For example, tamarind root. I'm sitting here chewing ginger, and the young lady's right. This don't taste the best, y'all, but I guarantee you, after I chew on this for about 5 minutes, everything in me, I'm able to breathe. Because this virus is inside of us. These big pharmaceutical companies such as Johnson & Johnson and all of them up there in New Jersey and some of the rest of them, all we are is guinea pigs. I don't care if you're white, black, and any other color. We don't have enough time to research this virus and these mutations to come up with an adequate vaccination or an adequate plan or of attack to get people well. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something don't never take. This medicine called Lipiquel, don't never take that. It'll kill you, just like what you do. When I had pneumonia in New York the other year, after 17 hours of being on that floor, after taking one pill in the bathroom, dying and praying that Jesus would kill me and bury me beside my daddy. That was my prayer that day, okay? He came and sat with me. When I read them instructions on there, it said, do not take this medicine by yourself. You will be manic, depressed, and suicidal. Just like what you just said a minute ago, Raheem. That label warning, it said that the doctor know that you're going to be suicidal. But it said that the sickness that's in you from this pneumonia, it voids what you're about to go through. And when I tell y'all I wanted to die, straight die. You remember I told y'all about them kidney stones the other day? Oh, that was a baby compared to what I went through with pneumonia. And pneumonia was a baby compared to what I went through earlier this year with COVID-19. This stuff is big business, y'all. And if you want to put your money somewhere, and I'm going to say this, and I hate to be harsh, put your money in Batesville caskets that make the casket. I knew who Batesville caskets were because when my daddy died, I had to learn who they were, okay? And put your money in pharmaceutical companies because at the end of the day, Joe Biden, the World Health Organization, the European Union, and all the rest of them, and the CDC, which falls under HHS, they're going to fund some type of work or something related to this. And if you want to make money, get on Cash App, young people out there in America. While y'all on Cash App sending money to buy weed, buy some of them stocks. Just that simple. Become rich instantly off of a pandemic. And it's sad, but it's true.
Good deal. We got a couple of other callers just came in. I'm gonna go to the young lady first, then Curtis, I'm gonna come back to you. Toya with the T. Toya with the T. Good morning, young lady. How you doing this morning? You talking to DKM Media Group and Associates. This is the Morning Glow.
Good morning, family. Hello.
Hey, what's going on with you, sis? What's going on?
Nothing much. Same old. Another glorious day, man. Excited.
There you go. Now you know we're talking about we're not gonna be here tomorrow and Friday because tomorrow being Thanksgiving and Friday everybody gonna be so fat and full they're not gonna roll out the bed and call in the morning, and so we're gonna be off tomorrow and Friday. But what we're talking about right now is the risk. Everybody talking about they want to, and we know people want to get with their family members, want to come together and have a good time and enjoy, eat, and just fellowship and have a great time with their family. But is it really worth it, Toya, with this whole pandemic that's going on right now? Is it to die for? Is it to die for?
For my family, yep. Yes, it is. I'm dying for my family. Now, if they have a problem with it, they don't want me to come over. I respect that fact, but I'm gonna have something at my house. I believe in my God. You understand what I'm saying? And I believe that with everything that He's given us, we know what to do. We're using careful practices. We understand the background. We're gonna follow that. We're gonna keep our praise. And you're right, I'm dying for it. You understand what I'm saying? I will drop off plates to the elder people that I know, they'll fool with us like that. But for those of us that believe in the Lord and we believe that we eating right, keeping our hands washed, yeah, we're gonna spend some time together.
Okay. And see, and that's everybody have their choice whether they want to do that. And me myself personally, we're gonna have a few people, but we're not gonna have it like we usually do, and have a lot of people around. We're not gonna do that this year because, like I say, I don't want to sacrifice the family and myself or people that I love for Thanksgiving. Like Rico said, I'd rather be able to talk to you next month than to talk about you because of the fact that you're no longer here. And so that's pretty much my stance on that. But to each his own. I respect that way everybody feel and everybody have the right to do it the way they want to do it. Curtis, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, big bro. What's going on?
Okay, we lost you there for a second, brother. You good?
Yeah. I'm good. I had my division commander come through, and he was just coming through to make sure I was good because I'm new in this. I got promoted.
Yeah.
So I'm new in the position, and I was there today by myself, but I'm on my way to the doctors right now. So I said, you know what? Let me call back in because what I'm about to say, man. I've been going through some things, Raheem, and I thank God every day for allowing for me to create a certain level of chaos and foolishness so that I can better understand and learn my purpose in life. But I'm gonna tell you what I realized, man, throughout all of this thing. And I follow politics and all that rather sternly. We knew about this thing. They knew about this thing, brother, 5 or 10 years ago. They was giving money to the doctor who created it, man, at Harvard. The DOD was giving a biochemist money. What does the DOD have to give a biochemist money for, man? DOD, the Department of Defense. What are you trying to create? So anyway, I thought about that thing and I went into prayer. I opened up my Bible, man, because I'm going to be honest. I'm not no perfect. I'm not no, listen, God's still working with me.
Yeah.
But when it's something that I don't understand, I seek Him and say, look, can you just give me a little bit of understanding so I won't think one way or the other? You know what God put in front of me, man?
What's that?
What has happened before, there's nothing new under the sun. And what has happened before will happen again. So, I had questions about, whoa. I get what you're saying, but lay it out to me.
Yeah.
Okay. He showed me the Prince of Egypt. He showed me the, oh my God, I can't remember the name of the movie, but it was basically the birth of Christ. Then I get a call about the Black nativity, which is the birth of Christ.
Yeah.
So I started looking it up, Raheem. So you know what I did, man? My lady thought I was crazy at first. I went to the grocery store. I bought some lamb chops. So I'm seasoning the lamb chops, and I put the blood that was on the lamb chops, I put it in a bowl. So my lady was looking at me, she like, man, what you gonna do with that blood? What's going on? Why you keeping the blood? I say, look, watch this. I went to my dough, and I put a cross in the corner of my dough. And some people might say, Kurt, that sound like voodoo, da-da-da. I don't care what it sound like. I know that in the scriptures somewhere I read that the spirit descended upon, I want to say it was Moses or Aaron, and told him, okay, look now, God grace send his angel of death through here. He gonna send him through here. He gonna be collected. So what I need you to do is put a coat of lamb's blood outside your door, so that when the spirit of death come through, he know, okay, this is a house of God-fearing people. Let me pass on by them. So I'm just. My point is this: so many different narratives for this thing that some folk can say, well, that's true, and some folks can say, well, that's not true. But the one thing that remains true, and in the midst of all my trials and tribulations, I will always believe this until the day I take my last breath. In the midst of all things, the one thing that remains true is the word of God.
Come on.
Amen.
And the word of God, somewhere I read that what we see in right now as we speak, we have been being taught from the Bible, the Quran, and the Tanakh for the last 150, 200, 300, almost 1,000 years. Just don't nobody want to pay attention, man. You know what I mean? So for me, it's just going to be me, my wife, and my stepson. If my family, like a couple of my family called me, they want me to make this or make that. Okay, that's cool. I'll make it. You can either come and pick it up tonight, or you can come and pick it up tomorrow. But there won't be no guests. I done lost friends. I done watched friends who had to bury their mamas, bury their daddies. I haven't had the chance to have a friend who had to bury their significant other. And it doesn't, this thing don't got me scared, Raheem.
Yeah.
It has me on,
I understand.
It has me on edge. I'm not scared, but I am on edge.
You're cautious. Annie. Good morning, Annie. How you doing this morning? Good to have you, sis. What do you say? Hey, doing good. What do you say about all this? What do you say about this whole situation, man? Are we taking it seriously enough, or are we playing with it? Is because this thing does not discriminate. It don't care whether you're black, white, orange, polka dot, or lily. It don't care whether you're rich, poor, Republican, Democrat. It don't care nothing about all these things. It's taking people out. Everybody mute your line if you're on the phone line, so we don't have the background noise. Everybody mute your line for me. And it's taking people out, Annie. Annie, what do you say to that? What's on your heart?
We're not taking it serious enough. I saw the airport the other day, and so many people have been traveling. I mean, people are not taking it serious. And I saw it last night, and it was very heartbreaking. A 14-year-old girl that died from it. People are not taking it serious. And we have to do better, because it only requires us to be safe. I love life, and I'm going to be safe. I mean, I want my children and grandbabies also to be safe. So, no, we're not taking it serious enough. At least I don't believe we are anyway.
Now, let's talk about that vaccine that they're talking about. Are you taking that?
After a few people take it, yeah.
Lord. Leonard, talk to me, brother.
But I take precautions. I've always taken precautions. Always trying to stay with natural herbs and things like that, because the medications and just regular things I don't really like to take at all anyway. So that's my whole purpose of being involved in food security and looking for land to grow food and practice old arts of medicine and apothecary and things of that nature, because the very purpose. I've worked in research labs and things before, so it's not new. Like I said before, we've just always had a better response to certain things, and this is the main reason why when I hear people talking about not voting and all these types of things, that's why these people are in power now. It's because you didn't take it serious enough to make sure that people who were governing you were concerned about your health.
Oh,
you know, when you sit around and you don't vote for health care. When you don't vote for these types of things, this is what you get. You get a government not concerned about it. And this is that response. Like, say, for we have Corona, but Ebola was the biggest killer.
Yeah.
But look at how we dealt with Ebola. We have good leadership. And so we have to understand that that's a big part of it. You have to be a part of good things, positive things. You know, people gonna always have wives' tales and myths and things like that. But you're gonna sit around and you're gonna talk about what somebody else said, or you're gonna get involved. You're gonna do what you're supposed to do. You're gonna eat right. Black folks are always gonna do less and blame it.
Look like they froze up on us. We're gonna have to keep it going while we can. If y'all could pick up on what Leonard was coming from, man, it'd be good to go from there.
We're good. We're a DKM Media Group, broadcasting to you live this morning from the Morning Glow. If you want to call in, the number is 678-381-1973. Again, 678-381-1973. We have Rico Jackson and wonderful Annie on the line from Mississippi. Always good to see you this morning, Annie and Rico. I am Adrian, and I'm broadcasting from Austin, Texas. And the topic this morning is COVID-19. We have our holidays that are coming up here just tomorrow and Friday. We will not be on live with you all. There will be a rebroadcast. But we're asking people out there, what are you doing to stay safe during COVID-19? There was a great saying that Leonard brought up this morning. You know, I can't quote it right now off the top of my head, but it's pretty much, would I rather do a Zoom Thanksgiving than to have a situation by December where I don't have a family member, loved one with me? I gave my firsthand experience earlier that I was affected by COVID twice earlier this year. I lost over 80 pounds. I was in Dale Seton Hospital right over there beside my house, and I nearly died twice. I was so sick, y'all. I was so sick, and I'm a healthy person. I'm telling you, I'm a healthy big guy, but it made me lose 80 pounds. So we're asking different people. We know we have tips about, you know, chewing ginger root. I have some ginger here in my hand that I chew on, you know, to keep my system right in here cleaned out, my nose and throat and chest and all of that. But we also know about tamarind root. We had one caller that called in earlier. She was telling us some good remedies as well with vitamin D to make sure that your system is up. Make sure that your system is up. We will recognize that there are several different strands of coronavirus out there. And as Brother Rico was saying earlier, this thing is mutating. It's mutating, you know, just between people's natural demographics. Any type of virus mutates. And we're still trying to have enough research from the CDC, from HHS, from the new administration, from the World Health Organization and other countries, where we know what's going on with the coronavirus, because we have nearly 300,000 deaths. Here in America, I think we have the census that was just taken under the Trump administration. But we know that one of the last census showed that America had 340 million people. So, that's a lot of people here in America. But we have nearly 300,000 that have died of this one virus. And that was 340 10 years ago. But with the way that it's being projected to grow, we know that there's an astronomical amount of people that are still affected, and it comes overnight. It's a ghost. It's not like a tornado. I work in emergency management and disaster recovery. I've been in this industry now for 10 years. So, and I've worked for the CDC myself. So a tornado or a hurricane, we can see it and we can run from it. Okay, we can be warned about it. But something that's out in the spirit, simply touching your child or going to kiss your mom or something like that, or your wife, you're being affected, and it can kill you and set up inside of you. and you don't know you're walking around with it. It might be dormant in you and show up in somebody else, or it might show up in you after 2 months and then you're dead. So we want y'all to call into the Morning Glow. That's the topic this morning, 678-381-1973. And we recognize that we have Raheem back on the line, and we'll definitely turn it over to him.
Good deal. Appreciate y'all, man. We have a little technical difficulty here, man. And everybody that's on the phone line, what happened was, we had some technical difficulty, and the phone line got cut off as well. So y'all call back in for me. Give us a call back in. 6
Hey, Raheem hit the wrong button with that ugly cook.
Oh, look, you talking about that candy? Let me show you. I think you want to see it again. There you go. Look here.
Again, hit that button again. They're gonna disconnect. Technical difficulty right there.
Right there. See that hologram when I move the cup and do something crazy.
That's a misprint.
Did y'all see old Drew Brees went down? I'm gonna bring Leonard into this conversation. Old Drew Brees went down, man. Did y'all win Sunday?
On Sunday, we played the Falcons.
Oh, y'all played the Falcons. Okay, yeah. And look, anybody could beat the Falcons. That's just there was a gimme right there.
You have a backup quarterback better than most of your starters.
Yeah. But I'm gonna tell you something. Come playoff time,
and that was the first game he's ever started as a quarterback.
Look here. I see. You see Adrian lifting his hand. He wants to say something to you. What's on your heart?
So the Falcons are having losing seasons over there. I play rugby. I haven't watched Atlanta football in a while. So they're having losing seasons.
Man, look. No, they're not having losing seasons. They just forgetting how to win.
Okay. Now, do y'all remember a few years ago when they went down there and they bought that church from the creek? And there was an old lady that warned them. She cursed them. She said, "What y'all are doing, you'll never win again." Do y'all remember that?
No, I don't remember that, but she spoke something.
I'll look it up and I'll send you the clip. She prophesied that what they were doing on holy ground, building that new dome, don't play with God, people. She said it, and I'm very astonished to hear what you're saying right now. So they pumped a lot of money into that franchise. What's his name? Blank. That one. Yeah, I used to work for him.
Somebody just said something to me, and Curtis, let me ask you about this, Curtis. And for no, Curtis, you there?
Yeah, I'm right here, big bro.
Okay,
like I said, I'm on my way to the doctor, so I'm right here.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you this question, and for no reason at all. It's just that I'm coming to you with the question. I don't want people to say, "Well, why are you asking him now?" It's just a question that somebody sent something to me, and I want you to do some research for me. But or you may even know. We're talking about old remedies back in the day. We was talking about stuff that people take back in the day. And Leonard might laugh when I say this, so y'all don't pay him no attention.
If it's funny.
He said if it's funny. But somebody told me something about there's a liquor, and we don't promote liquor, alcohol, and all that stuff. We don't promote all that stuff. But they was talking about when you had when you were sick and you had bronchitis or different ailments that you could take some. It's called
bourbon.
Rock and rye.
I remember that.
They say that they used to take a drink rock and rye and heat it up or something, and that make you feel better.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
about
rock and rye.
Go ahead.
Rock and rye and tea. Rock and rye tea and a lemon. Used to be an old school remedy. Rock and rye wasn't nothing but rock and rye always reminds me of the story of Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
Rock and rye is an old liquor that was taken from the Negroes and marketed to the masses. But it reminds me of Jack Daniels, the same thing. The Jack Daniels family didn't know how to make that. They got it from the Negro. But yeah, that's an old remedy. But I hear you want even more than that, and I hate to even bring it up because every time I think about it, man, the back of my throat starts to jump.
Good Lord.
My grandmama, Annie Merle, believed in one thing in the wintertime. It was called 666.
Yeah, or black drought.
Man, it was the nastiest Leonard, Taliban, it was the nastiest taste. I'm telling you, I feel like I'm ready to throw up just thinking about it. But when I tell you that thing gave you results,
it purged you.
Bro, you take that thing at 7 p.m. and you feel better by 12 or 1. You feel like a new man come 8 that next morning. But putting it down, whew,
and see, that's why that rock and rye is a combination of whiskey and sugar, basically.
But I thought you could mix that together, though.
But you and rock, some type of candy.
Okay.
I think it was a candy that they used to use, like a regular rock candy or something of that nature, and it probably was flavored with what they call absinthe. Or something like that, and to help you get it down. But what he's talking about are purging agents, like Black Draught, and I remember an old brand name was Watkins, and these different things. I think Watkins is still on the shelf producing new things, but the old remedies like that were strict purging agents.
Okay,
like I still have raw hyssop in the house.
What's that?
Hyssop is a purging leaf. So you tea it like tea, and it's been used since biblical days as a purging agent. That's the stuff we've been missing. So you learn these things because of the people that pass them to you. Like say, for instance, with teeth, for instance, every old lady knows put whiskey back on those teeth. You rub whiskey back on the teeth and gums, and things like that.
Whiskey.
Yeah, because people, demonize a lot of stuff. Just like the brother was saying before. There's a lot of things that you can do that you just lost because of your culture change. And the things, all medicines aren't bad, but they definitely have side effects.
Yeah.
So when you know better, you do better. You need to have a regimen that provides you with minerals, like the one sister was saying, Irish moss. But then you also know this burdock root. And all these other types of things. I use a lot of burdock root. I got to up my, your vitamin D and things of that nature. But it is a life that you have to do, and a lot of people can't control their sugar intake. So we can't sit here and act like this is gonna happen overnight. Yeah, it's like raw cinnamon and things like that are good for diabetes control.
It is
of that nature. So I'm not a big fan of a lot of the pharmaceuticals, but I'm not one of these people that believe that they were created to kill people either. I think people are doing the best they can when things occur.
But see, and the thing about it, and God is coming to you, and then I'm coming to Cassandra, and good to have you with us this morning, Cassandra. These are the things. There's a lot of, and God is, there's a lot of the remedies that we need as a people that we need that's laying over there in the grave because it wasn't passed on.
But think about it, and we so we can get over this, whether it's been passed on. There are people in Africa still dying of certain diseases. So it's not just a matter of what's passed on. There are people that are still dying of malaria. Okay? Yeah. Because they don't have access to certain things.
I see where you're going with that, and it does make sense. But what I'm saying too is, I think if we knew, we would be in a better place if we knew than not knowing.
Well, exactly, because a lot of folks try to demonize these things. You still got some people today. Y'all read the Bible all the time, and you skip over things in the Bible that they use to treat their issues, like hyssop. Every Christian should know what hyssop is.
Let me go to Godless. Godless, what's on your heart?
Can I chime in real quick?
Go ahead,
real quick. You just said something. You just said something that I think people should watch over the holidays. There's a movie out there that's got one of the greatest actors, I think, of the grace of film, Sean Connery. The movie is called The Medicine Man.
Oh yes,
and it talks about him being a doctor who found the cure to cancer in the I think it's the Galapagos Islands or the Amazon. It was a plant. And how the industry basically sabotaged his whole entire findings and everything, tried to kill him and everything to stop that cure from coming out. And I'm just a proponent and a believer that, they do that when you think about these big conglomerate industries, like even down to the black car industry that was put out of business by Ford, General Motors, and what's the big? It's the big three. It's Ford, General Motors, and what? Chrysler, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chrysler. Mm-hmm.
Daimler Chrysler. They put there's a black car maker. There was a black car maker in the early 1900s. I want to say their name was Greenwich. Greenwich.
Come on.
Mm-hmm.
And they created a car that was proven to be safer, faster, look better, more comfortable, the whole nine. Well, they created this car, and the big three put so much money and government to squash their company and steal their patent that it's unreal. If you ever research it, but I would recommend that with time being what it is, if we get a chance, I know I'm going to probably watch it Friday. But it's called The Medicine Man, and it is so many jewels to let us know that, like, look, the cures that you're looking for is like Leonard said, it's right there in front of your face.
Mm-hmm.
It's not behind anything. It's not hidden. It's right there in front of our face if we only knew.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys are making some some really valid, eye-opening points.
Mm-hmm. Good deal. Let me go to Goddess. Goddess, what's on your heart? Cassandra, coming to you next.
What's on my heart is basically I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna talk about Dr. Sebi.
Mm-hmm.
We've been having a cure for cancer. We've been having a cure for diabetes. We've been having a cure for all these major illnesses.
Please leave your message for 6-7.
Toya, trying to call you back, Toya. It won't let it go through. Go ahead, Goddess.
So we've been having these cures and we haven't utilized them. We also, our people have been attacked and have been killed because of them.
Mm-hmm.
If you read about Dr. Sebi, he went from the court and they could not discount him, and he won, and he told them. He had, I don't know how many people, 70 people came in to testify. HIV was one of them AIDS was one of them that he cured.
Mm-hmm.
And we know mucus, cleaning out the mucus membrane is the key.
Mm-hmm.
Has always been the key.
And how does one do that? How does one do that?
Cleaning out your mucus membrane is basically different herbs to help cleaning out, not drinking eating a lot of dairy processed food. Milk is not for us. So milk is a major issue because it has mucus in it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of different, I can't go into all that right now, but
and also,
there's a lot of different ways that you can clean out your mucus membranes and stuff like that. You just have to do your research.
And a lot of times when people talk about disease.
And that's the cause of a lot of the inflammation that's in your body. That's the cause of a lot of things that goes on with our bodies today. CMOS is one of the major things to help cure the mucus membrane.
Mm-hmm.
So takes the mucus out of your system.
Mm-hmm.
I suggest that people start looking at different things. We have gotten, you have a lot of people that are, I know this is a Christian radio. Y'all have not even looked up the Council of Nicaea and researched that, but y'all into the Bible.
Okay.
So once you start researching, first you research the Council of Nicaea and where it came from. Look up Pastor Ray Hagen. He got some good points. I still trust in God.
Mm-hmm. Good deal.
So there's some things that y'all gonna have to research and start looking for yourself, because Margaret Sanger, there's certain people out here that have been placed out here to remove us off of this planet. This has been a key factor throughout history.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a depopulation control. and to separate us.
Let me go.
And that's why, like my sister said on there, I'm going to be with my family because I need to continue to grow them. I need to continue to teach them. I need to continue to be right there in the spiritual realm with them so they'll know what to do, what's your next steps, and how to go about fighting this.
Good deal.
And my brother said already, this was being planned. If you look on the back of your lifestyle can for coronavirus, and it's also in our meat. They give the cows the coronavirus. They've been giving them a inoculation, a vaccine that's called the coronavirus, viral virus inoculation out of the cows. So if you eating a lot of meat, you still putting the coronavirus still back into your system. I'm just saying.
Good day. Hold on, guys. Let me pull some more people into the conversation. Don't go nowhere. Hold on for a second. Let me go to Cassandra. Cassandra, what's on your heart?
Good morning. I'm not aware of what we're talking about exactly. I just came in.
Well, we're talking about and we got some feedback coming from somebody's line there. We're actually talking about tomorrow we're gonna be off for Thanksgiving, and then we're gonna be off again Friday because people ain't gonna want to get up Friday morning and do it. We're gonna take those 2 days off. And so what we're talking about right now is being cautious. Some people want to come together and be with their family, but is that a wise idea right now? Is that a wise decision to be with their families during this time?
I mean, it's a personal choice. I heard the young lady say that she was going to be with her family. Everyone has to make their own choice about that because there's so much division about corona, what it does, what it doesn't do. I have pre-existing conditions that put me at a very high risk, so I will avoid being with a big group of people. I actually, this weekend, we have an event that you're a part of.
Yes, ma'am.
That is a big event, and I'm going to protect myself as much as I can. It's all about choice. I'm not going to live in a bubble. I've made my decision not to do that, but I'm also not going to be foolish.
Yes, exactly.
I'm not going to be foolish. It's all about wisdom. Don't do things that put your own self at risk.
Yes.
When I go out here, wherever I'm going, I have on my mask. I use hand sanitizer. It's simple. I mean, I could see if they were asking us to do something like, flip over 10 times and do 2 backflips every time you leave the house.
Yeah.
All they're saying is wear a mask and wash your hands. What the heck? Why is that so hard? I just don't get it. But, it's a personal choice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Leonard, when you left, you had something on your heart you wanted to say, Leonard. What's on your heart, brother?
Oh, it's not rocket science. One, we get to talking about things as if we don't know how they happen, and then we claim ignorance. You know how it happened. Half of you overweight. This is how you get. It's your eating habits and everything. So it's not like this is new, but when you come along with something that's a global killer like this, it exacerbates your situation. It speeds up the process of your death. Some of you have illnesses that are terminal. Then you have some people like diabetes, for instance. It's diet.
Yeah.
It's not no plague by the devil or nothing like. It's diet. It's what you consume.
What you eat.
I don't know how you live every day and don't understand and put stuff in your mouth and don't understand or research what you're putting in your mouth. Every grocery store you go to, they have all types of herbs there that you can use, ways that you can cook that are better. Your organically sourced products, like one of the brothers said, they grow it in the yard. That's how they got it.
Yeah.
You talk about getting rid of mucus. There's lots of things to get rid of mucus. We have mullein tea, for instance, mullein root, and things of that nature, where you can actually use the leaves of the mullein, and that helps clear a lot of mucus. Okay. Inflammation, which is a killer for a lot of things. People have told you the benefits of using turmeric in your cooking and things like that, or you get turmeric castle, capsules or the ground root you can use and things like that. Or just chew on it. That one that has a little color. It'll turn your color, but it's good for you.
Turn your teeth orange.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different things that you can use, but guess what? You don't have to read.
Yeah.
Y'all been watching daytime TV forever. Excuse me. They have doctors that have been telling you what's going on. You can pick up your phone right now and go on TikTok and subscribe to King's Apron. That brother grows everything that you need and explains it to you scientifically, what it's called and what it's for. So there's lots of things that you can use, and it is right at your fingertips.
Exactly.
That would help you, especially with your body. Mine is I had issues with my liver. And I've had them for many, many, many years. So managing that's dealing with my wife who is disabled and things of that nature, who has had transplants and things. So immunodeficiency and things like that are very real. And taking immunosuppressants and what they do to the body. At least know what things are doing to your body.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing worse than a doctor giving you a pill and you ain't got enough sense to read the insert and go online and see what you're taking.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not making excuses for nobody.
Good deal. Good deal. Let me go to Annie. Annie, what's on your heart right now? Toya, coming to you next. There you go. Mute your line. There you go.
I'm taking everything in that everybody's saying. That is one side of Thanksgiving, to be cautious. But I want to just say that I am thankful. We have so much to be thankful for this year. 2020 has not been good to any of us, I don't believe. But at the end of the day, I'm so very thankful. I saw yesterday on television where there was a line of people in Texas, I believe, that was waiting in line for food. Why that is, I don't understand, because we're the richest country in the world. So why are people in need of food? It shouldn't be. So I'm just grateful for life. I'm grateful for everything that God has done in this year. Many things we didn't understand, why. But at the end of the day, I'm grateful. 2020 is almost over. We have so much to be thankful for. It's been a very long year, but like I say, I'm just grateful. I'm going to be cautious tomorrow. I'm not going to have anybody over. I'm not even cooking tomorrow because I don't cook anyway. So. But I'm gonna, be cautious, and I'm just grateful.
I'm cooking it up.
Ain't nothing changed. You don't cook anyway. Ain't nothing changed.
Whatever, Raheem. Whatever.
Ain't nothing changed.
Like say, for instance, today, I know I see a lot of people. So we have to understand people are changing. Just some people are not. Anybody who's I've cooked for or whatever, they are surprised. I don't use any pork. I don't use beef. I don't even eat chicken. So it's about especially women, because you're usually preparing the food, doing the grocery shopping. Guess what? The Honorable Minister Farrakhan, the woman of the house that prepares the food, why wouldn't she be a chemist? Why wouldn't she understand what she's feeding her family?
Yep.
If you don't know what to go to school for, immerse yourself in this culture of learning and knowledge as it relates to diet and healthcare for your children and your family members. The goddess was saying, that's one thing I love about her. She's helping her family.
Exactly. Let me go to Toya with a T. Toya with a T. What's on your heart?
That pork.
Yes, sir. Toya with a T. Talk to me.
Yeah. Hey, man. Listen. Let me tell you something. I'm over it. I don't accept none of that corona stuff they got going on. Let me tell you something. If one of y'all go to the hospital and they say y'all got corona, something happened to y'all, I'm finna come answer some questions. And I just feel how I feel. I stay in prayer all the time. I pray for my family. And yeah, I am safe because I do understand that they have rules and regulations that they want to put in place. So regardless of what I feel the truth is, I do try to operate with the guidelines of science, making sure we keep, cross-contamination down and things like that. But let me tell you something. You can't be in need and they say that I can't come get you. You can't call me in this season with corona and be in need and you need me and think that I'm not going to come try to help you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So even though I might walk with a certain sense of cautiousness because of all the guidelines and things like that. I'm not going to let it prohibit me to where when people are in need, you understand what I'm saying? That I'm not going to let my God say, hey, they over here need something. Okay, yeah, I'm like, wear my mask, use my sanitizer, but it's not going to keep me from you. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm grateful for all things right now. Corona has taught me a lot. I think that, you know, somebody was like, it was a bad year for everybody. And I do believe it was a challenging year, but I found so much God in Corona because certain things I'm not touched by. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like I developed a certain kind of faith and a certain kind of vision because just standing still and knowing that I could have took opportunities and didn't because look at Corona. Look at I spent 23 years working in food, and now I say I want to start my own thing, and it was involved with something that Corona took out. You know what I'm saying? So I learned so much in this season about procrastination and not doing nothing. And now, not for nothing, in the midst of Corona, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna keep going because God said that's what I was gonna have. So I'm not gonna stop even in this season of Corona. Now my faith is actually a little bit stronger because no, Lord, no. We talked about some things before Corona. Corona here, what we gonna do? I'm not listening to nobody. What you say, do, Lord? I gotta do what? Because in the event that this is all over, whatever boat he need built, whatever animals he need to get on it, I'm willing to do it because at the end of the day, I know what his word said. I know what his promises said. I know what he said we was going to be. And at this point, I'm like, I don't even listen to humans anymore. I'm listening to the Lord. So if somebody needs to be informed about something, yes, but at the end of the day, I will not declare death on Corona. You get sick. You know what I'm saying? You go on and we can do whatever we need to do to get you healed. But I'm not claiming no death and whatever this is going on, because let me tell you something. We can't comprehend the truth that God probably knows. If God wants to come tell us the truth, about half of the loved ones that we lost. All the while, you couldn't deal with it. We are his. We don't get no rights, no claims, no say so, no nothing. And I think sometimes we forget that when people leave here, man. He don't do no mistakes. And the only reason why I can say that is because I went to the hospital with internal bleeding. I was supposed to die. I felt like I was going to die. They sent me home because I didn't have insurance. Only person I had to come home and get with was the Lord. And when he started to show me, yep, you're right, Leonard, about this food, we have been cooking blindly, not knowing what we're doing, not understanding they get medicine from these plants. So why are we using them instead of what God says? He given us everything if we use it. And when I picked up that Bible and the Lord showed me that yet again, what he said, do the diets, the fasting, the vegetables, the food, and I got healed without doctors. They sent me home. They sent me home. They didn't take it upon themselves and say, well, you know what, I'm a doctor and I don't care if you got insurance or not. You can die from this. They said, nope, sorry, it's nothing we can do. I had to go home and find him. And them foods healed me. So I believe whatever comes this way, just that experience right there, whatever comes our way, God has it. And if you seek it, you shall find it.
Good deal. Good deal. We got another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Tangela with the T.
Tangela with the T. Good morning. How you doing, young lady?
Oh, it's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you.
Good deal. We're talking about, Thanksgiving. We're talking about Thanksgiving and everybody wanting to come together and be a part of the festivities, family, family gathering, typical Thanksgiving. But with this whole Corona situation going on as it's going on today, is that a good idea?
Man, we fighting that same dilemma over here. Family usually travels in and all that stuff, but we're going to keep it low key this year, and just keep the immediate family together, just, to be on the safe side. But I don't want to allow this thing to stop what's most important to us, which is being able to spend time with our family. Everybody's in situations where they have to be tested regularly for whatever reason on their jobs and whatnot. So we're just going to bank on that and just go ahead and enjoy our family time together.
Good deal. Good deal. Rico, talk to me, brother. What's on your heart?
I was actually wondering if Donald Toussaint was on here still. You know, I know he got a more pressing issue concerning this, and then I could come out to him. But I know he probably got a lot he want to say, being that he going through it more immediately than anybody else on the phone right now on the line.
Absolutely, Donald Toussaint, talk to me, brother.
I was just listening, and the song that comes to mind is "It's Your Thing. Do What You Want to Do." Hey, it don't. Okay, and then here you go. Let's see how that work out for you. Do what you want. I mean, really, because I don't know. Maybe in somebody else's mind, maybe in mine. There's two different things. Everybody's got their own information. Everybody, whether it's true or not, we don't know. Okay. But I know that there's a lot of people for some reason or another are leaving. Some evidence shows that it's based on people getting together. You don't have to have it. You don't have to have no illness. You don't have to catch it, but you can carry it some kind of way. So I'm like this. Okay, now I know for my older sister, her husband, my niece, there's some other folks. I have plans to get all my kids together because I hadn't seen them together in years. And I'm really telling them, no matter how much money we spend, cancel that because we need to be rational. So I love my family, but I think about remember Lot's wife. Okay, I believe Lot loved his wife.
Yes.
If God said, don't turn her. Don't turn her. Now, some kind of way, Lot had to make a decision. Do I love my wife, or do I want to heed to instructions? Okay. Somewhere along the line, I believe he missed her at a moment, and he kept walking. I'm just saying, you do what you want to do. I tell you what, let's do this. Do what you want to do in February, not because Christmas is coming to February. Let's talk about who goes to whose funeral, and let's have this conversation.
Wow. Rico?
You know, I'm going to quote something that I live by. Well, I ain't going to even say I live by because sometimes I'm human, I slip. But most of us have heard it, and it ain't came from the Bible. A hard head make a soft butt.
Yes, sir.
A hard head will make a soft butt. You know, and sometimes if you really look into what they're saying, it's telling you to just pay attention to the basics. Keep it simple. You know what I'm saying? Go back and listen to what the older people told you. You don't have to go through certain things on your own experiences. Sometimes live through other people's experiences. That way you can get out of it and not suffer so many setbacks. And I look at me. I had pneumonia twice, back to back, 2 back-to-back years. And that was terrible. Now I can only imagine how it feels with COVID. You know, I know how COVID operates. So if you get pneumonia now and you got COVID, it's 10 times as bad. And I know then I thought I was about to leave this place. I was like, man, I ain't gonna make it. But I went back and got it again that next year. That means I didn't take the same precautions that I needed to keep from getting it again. Then I remember when I moved to Florida, I got MRSA. It was an outbreak, very bad outbreak of MRSA in Florida. Antibiotics wasn't working. I got rid of it and it came back. Man, I had abscesses the size of golf balls coming up on my legs, man. I mean, I couldn't even walk. My toes hurt. It was so bad, man. It hurt for me to touch my toes. It was terrible. And, you know, I went to becoming a safe nut. It got to a point where I could smell germs. I could walk in a store, touch the door, and if I got anywhere close to my face, I could smell the germs from all the different hands that touched that door. So it got to a point where every time I went in the store, I'd be looking at that door, look at all them different hands. They probably been digging on their nose, scratching all in the crevices of their body. Ain't nobody watching their hand. And if you watch people, They know about hygiene. We know we're supposed to wash our hands. We know we're supposed to brush our teeth after every meal. We know we're supposed to wash our face. Man, you will be surprised to see what people will touch and then go and feed themselves. What people will touch and then you got to touch it and then you put it in your mouth. We still don't value the basics, the basic common function of human safety. And so, you know, we look over these things subconsciously. We don't realize sometimes that we looking over these things because they're not as important as what we're trying to get to. So we might wake up in the morning, forget to wash our face because I'm trying to hurry up and get out here and walk. Now that ain't me. Believe me, that's a routine. Always been a routine with me, is to make sure that I'm gonna do all these steps before I even talk to anybody. But the thing is I know plenty of people that don't. And some of these people go through these illnesses and go right back to that poor hygiene after they have these illnesses. So we have a society that doesn't want to go back to the basic foundations of what it took for us to make it this far. You know, we went through, like I said, we had all kind of plagues and diseases in the past. Malaria, bubonic, Ebola, you name it. A history of plagues and epidemics. And then all of a sudden now we still don't want to just go and practice good hygiene. Grown people. You get what I'm saying? So I mean, it's no surprise to me that we're going through this, because for some reason we don't want to get back to respecting the basic foundations that made us to get to where we are today.
Absolutely.
And really a lot of it is related to a lack of religion. Religion is how you live every day. Basically. And if you have some concepts, if you have a religious diet and things of this nature, it usually helps to preserve you. So it's not people just are crazy. This is science. This is pure science. People used to swear the devil was trying to kill them until they got a microscope and they found out what was killing them. Okay, so we have to understand the reason why we're getting better and we're living longer is because of the advancements that we make as human beings in science and things of that nature. So you have to remember, like people talk about, when they trying to kill, somebody was trying to kill you, you'd be dead already. My grandparents lived to 90 years old. I mean, and they were pretty much doing what they wanted to do up until then. Until eventually things caught up with them, or they fail, or something which exacerbated and they hit something. But we're talking about people that live fine. My grandfather must have had 6, 7 heart attacks. And they told you about 3 of them. Doctor told him about the other ones. Okay. So it really depends on how you take care of yourself. The same people don't care nothing about this is the same people that don't wear condoms. Okay. I mean, how much plainer can it be? You know, we were talking about AIDS at one time, and I was very active in that community and passing out condoms and things of that nature. And when people tell you that it don't feel as good, then enjoy that last feeling and die. That's your choice. But you won't be able to say it's because an option was not presented to you.
3 letters took you to a final resting place.
So whenever you want to have more fun, whenever you want to have more fun, then take precaution. You're going to have problems.
Exactly. Kurt, you wanted to say something, brother?
Yeah, I'm listening to what everybody is saying, and I'm feeling it, because, you know, being honest and truthful and transparent, I've been that guy. You know, I've been that guy that Leonard talking about. I've been the guy that Rico talking about. But as I get older, I start to gain a greater level of knowledge.
Yes, sir.
A greater level of understanding of who I am and what it is that we are here. I'm getting closer and closer to my purpose every day. Why do I say that? Because you know what, man? I'm just going to state it plainly, bro. Every single time and instant in the history of the world that man has mistreated God's people, a plague or some form of devastation has befallen man. That's just what it is.
Yep.
Every single time Man has disregarded God's people. It never fails. People like to separate God from science and science from God. That is the biggest lie told since Jesus Christ was a white man. Why? Because God is the greatest scientist there is. Look at what you got. You got a universe.
He is.
You got an earth. You got the being that created all of this. Created the stars in the earth. The foul of the air. Listen, it's all science. It's all based on science. And what God does is when man mistreats his people, he uses the same science that he gave you to aid and assist you in your walk through life on this earth to take that life back.
Mm-hmm.
Come on back. I'm gonna send you back.
brother.
Come on back. And I'm gonna let you try it again, but I need you to come on back so you can get the message. And then go back. I'm gonna send you back and let you try it again. If you don't get it right then, I'm gonna bring you on back. And then we're gonna send you back out there. You're gonna keep doing this until you get it right. I'm just saying, man, like for real, if you look at, okay, let's go with the first 100 years. The last epidemic of 1917. And it ain't even a racial issue. Let's look at the epidemic of 1917, the pandemic of 1917, 1918. Well, if you pay attention to what was going on, the wealthy was extremely mistreating the poor folk, black, white, candy stripe, downtrodden. They was completely mistreating them.
Yeah, they were.
The people who been mistreated were starting to wake up. That's when you really had a push for the women's suffrage movement. That's when you really had a push for the labor movement, because the people, God's people, were saying, hold on, y'all can't keep doing this like this. Y'all getting billions off of us and y'all not giving us nothing. Y'all can't keep doing this. Y'all allowed for 400 something people to die in a textile mill and burn to death, all because the owner chained the doors. Wow. And he was at the bar getting drunk while these people in his textile mill burning up. So the people of New York started to protest, like, no.
That's right.
We gotta take up some safety precautions. Child labor laws, no. 100 children died in that place. Why? Because they was at work and they couldn't get out the building. So you mistreating God's people. So God said, you know what? Boop. Take that plague. I'm going to use science to do it. Even when you go back to slavery, you go back to 1864, 1863, 1864, 1865, and you look at some of the slave revolts and all that, it was filthy rich folk being slaughtered. Okay, you're going to treat us like cattle. We're going to show you what it's like to be treated like cattle. You go back in the Bible. Nothing good came to Herod. Nothing good came to him after he tried to hunt down Jesus. After he was mistreating all of those folk from Bethlehem and Nazareth. After he was mistreating all of those people, nothing good came to him. You look at the Jews who persecuted Jesus and crucified him.
Wrap it up for me, Curtis.
Nothing good came to them. I'm gonna wrap it up, bro. I gotta get it off my chest because I've been thinking about this thing. Man, you can go back in history and you can go all the way back to Moses. You can go back to Adam and Eve after the children was created. Whenever man decides that he will do anything that he can to gain riches and wealth, mistreating God's people, God will send a plague. He sent 10 to the Pharaoh.
That's right.
See, Raheem, I'll say this. Raheem, if you pay real close attention to the story, right? God told Moses that I will make the Pharaoh's heart cold. You remember that, right? And when God sent the angel of death, the Pharaoh was trying to kill all the firstborn males. Right?
Yes.
And once God sent the angel of death, who did the angel of death take first? He took the Pharaoh's son.
Pharaoh's son.
Now you bring that all the way to Karen. You bring it all the way to Karen. Our Pharaoh son was almost out of here.
That's good.
Now I'll leave it at that. His son was almost out of here.
Good.
You ain't heard nothing about none of.
Let me go. Let me go. Okay, good. Let me go. I gotta keep it moving. Cassandra, what's on your heart, sis?
Yeah, I totally agree with everything that has been said. And as right before Kurt started talking, I started thinking about in the Bible, even just to show us that using precautions is nothing new, and obeying what the rules and the laws has been in place since biblical times. When a person developed leprosy, which was highly contagious, that's a scientific fact. It was highly contagious. Those people had to separate and go to leper colonies. Okay? They had to go to leper colonies.
Hold on, Cassandra. There's a background conversation going on. Everybody mute your line so we can hear what's being said. Everybody mute your line for me. Sorry about that, Cassandra.
There were leper colonies, and these people had to separate from everyone else because of their leprosy. And then when they were out and they walked by people, they had to scream out leper, unclean, whatever. So what we're seeing now, the scientific things that are happening now, them saying that this is contagious, what is so hard for people to understand about that? This is nothing new. You acting like there has never been times when there were contagious stuff going on. Well, no, they did it. No, baby, it's real. I have friends that have had loved ones to die, and I have had friends that had COVID that they said they felt like they were dying. What is so hard? Put on a mask, wear gloves, and do your hand sanitizer. Something. Do what they're saying that we can get through this. And I believe, like Kurt, I believe that this thing happening now is a result of how people have been treated around the world by leaders and dictators, and especially the wealthy. In this country, they don't want to have programs where they help the poor. The Bible says the poor we have with us always, and we're supposed to help the poor. Okay, y'all don't want to help the poor. Let me do this. I will cause something to happen where y'all have to put out trillions of dollars that you don't want to give. Think about it now. They are having to give trillions of dollars that they do not want to give the average man and woman, and they have to give it because they have no choice. And they're going to have to do it again because you're treating people like it's all about money instead of it being about people and helping people. You wanted to destroy Obamacare. God darn it, everybody just about now, except for the wealthy, has to be on some type of health plan in order to get through COVID. Come on now, just think about it. So this is nothing new, and I believe it has biblical implications no matter what you say. For those that are spiritual, the Bible says the natural man doesn't even understand the things of the spirit. But for those that are spiritual, you should see the pattern of what is happening. Come on now.
Absolutely, absolutely. Adrian, what's on your heart, brother?
Man, this thing is good this morning. You know, one of the things I want to point out to y'all that'll help you with this, get you a cold rag and some eucalyptus oil, okay? Put it in your refrigerator in a Ziploc bag. Let it get cold and take it out and smell it. Sniff that and see what it'll do for you. I'm a first-hand example. I got eucalyptus oil and a white towel in my refrigerator and in my freezer, okay? And like the sister was just saying, the book of Revelations talk about that, how the wealth is supposed to be distributed among God's people and among the people, period, the poor, the people that don't have. And like the book of Revelation said, I was about to look it up and read a little bit, but I'm not going to hold you. Take patience up. God said he has something, and we done all these great things. We're doing all these great things, okay? But He has something against us. We've left our first love, which is Christ Jesus. We left our first love, which is our love towards our fellow man. One thing that comes to my mind, I know we all want to get out and do what we want to do tomorrow in these different times and go out to these big concerts and celebrations. Do we think that there is a time that our government should invoke, and I don't want to say martial law, but basically, do we on this line of people feel like there's a time that people have to be protected from themselves, okay? I've thought about this thing. And I know at first we had many states on lockdown. You could only go out if you was an essential worker, where people were saying, well, I'm an essential worker because I do this, and I'm an essential worker, I do that. Well, when we look 100 or so years ago, there was time when they would deliver your grocery to you. They would deliver your medicine to you, okay? So with something like this pandemic, and like the sister was just talking about leprosy, where you had to separate, perhaps our government and our leadership, and not so much to say people can't go outside and walk their dog and go stuff, but when we got a pandemic like this and stuff is coming to us from every direction, we don't know what to do, stay shelter in place, just like a tornado. Shelter in place. We will send people out in hazmat suits that will deliver your food to your doors, your medicine, your dog foods, or whatever the necessities, your toilet paper, whatever it is. Give us time. We need to start going around and spraying non-chlorine bleach. I ain't talking about the bleach that'll turn your clothes color. They got some of that earth safely bleach made by 7 generations that you can spray your doorknobs, like Brother Rico was talking about. You can everything, spray it and quarantine it down. Okay, that's what's on my heart right now. It's not trying to make people stay outside. I love to be outside. Matter of fact, I'm finna get off the phone here and call in. I'm finna go bust firewood on the back of my truck out here on the ground. But we need to do something that protects each other from ourselves. I have faith in God. Lord, no, I have faith in God Almighty that He will see. Sister Aretha Franklin, and I think James Cleveland said that. Be not dismayed, whatever betide. God will see you through. God will take care of you. I believe that. But us as humans, we still have certain amounts of things that we need to do. And like you said, Brother Raheem, to look out for each other. Sometimes people just want to go, go, go. Yeah, I'm going to tell you, like the old folks said, sit on your hands. Sit on your hands and live another day to tell the story.
Good deal. Good deal. Let's go back to Goddess. Goddess, what's on your heart?
Okay. Again, I'm going to go back here and I'm going to teach people, stop using toothpaste with fluoride in it. Open up your pineal gland in order for you to become a little bit more spiritual. Start cleansing your pineal gland so you can really feel God. That's number one. Number two is becoming divine with the Spirit. Number two, this is a man-made disease. Okay? I can call anything whatever I want to call it. And they're calling it a pandemic, where they should have called cancer a pandemic. We got more people that died of cancer than we have COVID. Y'all need to wake up.
Come on, Chelsea.
Okay, this is more than this. This is more to this than that. We got more people that died of heart disease than COVID. We have more people that died of pneumonia and influenza than COVID. This is no more a pandemic than it was cancer. This is a way to try to control us. This is a way that they're going to try to take away our arms. You need to start reading and researching. I'm not going to go into much more detail because I don't want to offend anybody. Yes, you must protect yourself with masks. You must protect yourself with gloves. You must protect yourself. But you must not shy away from people out here that are in need. I will be out here feeding people for Thanksgiving. Now I'm going to keep my 6 feet distance, but they're going to have food. We got 10 turkeys that's about to go on the grill. I'm going to feed the crackheads. I'm going to feed the redheads. I'm going to feed the homeless. I'm going to feed them all. Not because I believe in Thanksgiving. It's because this is the time that they gave out a whole lot of turkeys and I couldn't afford to buy them all. So it's a group of us from the neighborhood. We're going to feed those that ain't had food.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to be selfish and just be like, hey, I'm scared to do this. I'm going to do what God would want us to do. So true. I'm not going to hide behind no pulpit. I'm going to get out here and feed my people. I'm going to do what God wants us to do. But yes, I'm going to stay protected. Yes, I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. We have everybody that's cooking. They're going to have gloves on. We're going to have protection. But this is in the air. A lot of people fail to realize this COVID, good breathing in the air, is in the air. Hello.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. Donald Toussaint, talk to me, brother. Donald, you there?
Yeah, I was multitasking.
Okay.
I'm going. We're disobedience. That's the only thing that I can, even if we go back to bondage or being mistreated by those in power and authority. God's people. The reason why they got in bondage in the first place was disobedience.
Mm-hmm.
God got them out of bondage, brought them out with a strong hand out of Egypt, had to kill them, all of them that came out, rose up a new nation, Caleb and Joshua, young folks, brought them to a promised land. You know what happened later on? Out of disobedience, they wind up back in Babylon. Now, God dealt with Babylon for mistreating them, but he called Nebuchadnezzar his servant because something happens with stiff-necked, hard-headed people that are God's people because they know, or sometimes they realize that they are God's people. They think they can do anything they want to, and God will bring them out. So God has to step in and do something about his people.
Come on.
Because they are disobedient. So he takes people that are worse than you to deal with you because you don't listen. Now we can continue to keep this cycle throughout time, but all he says is don't do this. It's amazing how there are two trees in the midst of the garden. One, because of the fruit that thereof, even the leaves, can cause you to be either healed or live forever. He don't tell you nothing about that tree. So I can't find it. I've been looking. Did he say anything about the tree of life? Did he say do not touch it? I can't find that. But the tree of knowledge of good and evil, he said, don't do it, don't touch it, don't fool with that. And the very thing he says not to do, we do that. We had paradise at our feet. But because of what he said not to do, we desired to try it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like this. We ain't never changed. We're not gonna change. And I'm gonna say this, and I don't mean no disrespect to anybody. Love you all.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate it. I'm listening. I take it in. I don't discredit anything because information is good. But I'm just a person that lives by the word of God. I'll get me a Quran because there's good in it. I don't discredit anybody else's quote religion.
Mm-hmm.
If a person is religion and they don't know how to shut up, their religion is in vain. Okay. Anyway, I listen to Farrakhan. I listen to it because there's some good in it that you got to sift. You got to be stiff. You got to learn it. I'm trying to shut up. But what I mean is,
he said he's trying.
The Bible didn't tell me the research. It told me to study. And in my study, I'll come across some searching out, some researching some things. But I'm still going to study it because there are some things in studying that the only thing that can give you the wisdom and the knowledge that you need is the Spirit of God. Some things that we look at is just get good information. It ain't worth a hill of beans.
And with what now?
Nickels with a dead dog.
Good deal. Leonard, talk to me, brother. He don't hit your quote. He don't hit it.
And that is the whole reason why, you should take care of yourself. I don't live from the outside in, I live from the inside out. And a lot of these things that, we could be doing, you can do them regardless of COVID. You should have been doing them anyway. There is a irresponsible spirit that a lot of people have. And they say, I'm gonna do what I'm going to do regardless. And it's always been that way. And it's so irritating to believe that one religion could pit itself against another religion because all y'all still died. You talk about God called me to do this and called you to do that. Are you healing people? Are you? Really? Are you raising anybody from the dead? All these great stories. Like I said, people talking about how religious. Black people ain't no more religious than nobody else. People act like because things happen, folks stop sinning. No, they don't. They do what they want to do anyway, and then beg for mercy at the end. Either you can choose to try to live some type of religious practice that helps preserve you, or you just die anyway like everybody else. So, I don't have no extreme amount of extra compassion or what have you. Active is every day. Ain't got to be no holiday to feed folks. You know what I'm saying? So, you should be voting for more soup kitchens. You should be voting for building more facilities that do reach out to people all times of year, open 24/7. But soon as you get watch the news and you see people, we need to tear that down. Why? We don't need. You know how many homeless shelters they closed? Where were you at then? When they were closing homeless shelters? Think about it. It's easy to talk about it. Like the sister say, she going to feed people. She going to protect herself and go and feed people. Disease has always been around. So we can't, live our lives in fear that way. We have to take those precautions. One belief is great, but it's still religion, and how you live each day determines usually your
outcome.
Yeah, your lifestyle. So if you continue to consume those things that are not good for you, you can't expect positive results.
Exactly.
So we have to make sure that we always trying to come up with a better way to live in general, not just because of COVID or this, that, and the other. Right now, the people that should be spearheading various types of research against diabetes should be Black people, should be Black doctors. should be about those issues more so than anyone. When Africans come here to learn this medicine and things of that nature, they take it and see how they can apply it to their people who they've watched die for years and years. Engineers that come and get over here to your public school.
Come on.
Get an education, get an engineering degree, and go back and build cities in their villages.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So let's not act like one person got the answer to everything. There's a lot of things that we could be doing.
Let me go to Rico. Rico, what's on your heart, brother?
Yeah, I agree with Leonard on that, man. One person doesn't have the answer. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much what I've been, itching to say. And I like what Dawn said too, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to discredit nobody's opinion. Everybody has an opinion. I have plenty of opinions, and what's really fun about those opinions is that they fluctuate. They change sometimes. Because sometimes I forget about certain information, or I might research something and find out some new information, so my opinion changes. But what I do know is I know how to discern from those opinions and then from facts. Like the fact that you don't hear about the 1% having any deaths from COVID. Now, when we talk about the 1%, I see how everything relates to them and how they benefit. Everything that goes on in society, I look and see how the 1% benefits. Most people don't pay attention to it because they're so distracted about other things. But I do know that the 1%, well, capitalism, this is what capitalism starts greed. And the 1% pretty much are the capitalists, the producers. Not only are they greedy, but they are the most wealthy and they are the smartest. They have the most information and most access. So now you look and see that the rest of the world is going through these pandemics and all these different illnesses, and you never hear of them suffering from those issues. And we have to sit down and start thinking to ourselves then, well, what is the motivation? Why is it that another segment of society is completely immune to things that everybody else is going through? The other 95% of the world is going through. Why is it that this little 5% of people don't have no worries in the world about that? And we need to concentrate and focus on that, because those people, they get the natural food. They don't get the GMO treated food. You get what I'm saying? They got the best doctors. When you have power control. So I look at that and I try to relate how things work. When they killed Obamacare, how convenient was it now that you got so many people that's fighting to have insurance that need it now more than anything? It just seemed like it lined up. You get what I'm saying? So it gets to a point where sometimes I think we have to understand that these things are done intentionally. And we have to realize we live in a world where we have people in power that intentionally want to try to control even how long we survive. And the number one instinct for every single person on this planet is survival. Out of anything, it's to survive. So we got to understand that we live amongst a group of people that really will train us. They will put something on us to help us. And they know the number one thing about us is that we like to consume, and we don't like we love our leisure time. We love our leisure time. So, like to Goddess, I'm glad that Goddess is feeling the way she's doing about feeding the homeless for Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, observing the 6 feet distance. But at the same time, I hope she's not doing it just because it's Thanksgiving. I hope they could do that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That same risk, not just because it's the white man's holiday, because, I would hate to know that somebody actually risked their life just to participate in this pagan holiday, when really and truly the whole purpose is that these people need to eat Friday, Saturday, and Sunday too, Monday, Tuesday too. So I can understand taking that risk all the time and not just for Thursday. You get what I'm saying? But I think we do need to realize, sort of put some, I don't want to say put some logic to it, but really think about the real purpose of what we might be risking ourselves to do. And like I said, I'm glad she's doing the 6 feet and social distancing and this and that. But people need to realize every day when we walk out here, not to be in fear, but at the same time, be the defensive driver. Be aware. of the other things that we may encounter along this route, this road that we're driving down. Because somebody might just be running through red lights and running stop signs and on their cell phone.
Exactly.
And I'm using that as an analogy.
Let's go to Adrian. Adrian, what's on your heart, brother?
Can I just say this one thing? You right, brother. I do it 2 days a week. 2 times a week is what we do.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Good deal.
Since we've been doing it COVID. I haven't been doing it since out, but 2 times a week we do this.
And praise God. I thank God for you, sister. I really do. That's good because it's really needed. It's something that's absolutely needed. Adrian, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm just listening to everybody. Like I said, I had to come out here to get clip to cut and bust firewood. But the thing that's on my heart is that it hurts me, and it's a sad day in our world and in our nation when our leadership, not only our leaders, because the good book does say the leaders of my people cause them to error. When we find and we have times from our leadership and from those of us that are, those that are in the church or bishops, and there's doors that are closed, and there's like how the sister here is doing, helping the homeless and the meek and the lonely at heart. It's a sad day when that happens. And I do agree with Leonard. And it's true, we do eat things that aren't good for our bodies, and we do many things. And it's hard to say this, the devil did this, the devil did that. But we do recognize evils of others or forces where there could be intervention to help people's situation, but then there's not. Or they do stuff in a negative and adverse way to exacerbate issues that are bad. My heart desire is that nobody, and I mean nobody, if I have an enemy, somebody I don't care for, and whatever else, I pray that they never feel what I felt earlier this year. Because again, I had COVID. I lost over 80 pounds, I almost died out here by myself. Okay, I had friends, they would come over for here and there, but we didn't know what this thing was. Donald Tucson, I can agree with what he's saying too. It's true. It's true. But my heart, sometimes it feels heavy when I look at mankind and humanity. And then I say, guess what? There's hope. God sent his son, Jesus. And one day this will all be over. And we'll understand it all is better in the great by and by.
Exactly. We have another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Good morning, Bishop.
Good morning, Bishop. How you doing this morning, sir?
Man, I'm doing wonderful.
You been checking us out?
I've been in another meeting. I got out the meeting and called in immediately. I turned in, but I didn't get a chance to follow everything you guys got going on.
We're talking about we're talking about Thanksgiving and how Thanksgiving is tomorrow. So we're not going to be here tomorrow or Friday. We're going to be rebroadcasting both of those days. But we're talking about, is Thanksgiving they come together as a family the traditional way? Is it with this pandemic that's going on with COVID-19 being out there? Is it a wise idea to do it that way?
That's a very interesting question. During this time, every year, family members, in fact, man, quite a few people are still traveling. I wouldn't tell anybody not to try to fellowship with family. I just tell them, make sure that they take precautions, make sure they wash their hands, use sanitizer, and wear their mask, and they can gather. But you just got to be careful about a lot of things. Another thing I dare to say this. Where's our faith in God? And if we're who we're supposed to be in Christ, and Christ's word reminds us that no weapon formed against us shall prosper. And if I'm going to walk in fear of, maybe getting COVID, then is my faith in what the doctor said, or is my faith in God, what he said? So, we walk by faith and not by sight. So if everything that I see, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. If I walk with my mindset on catching COVID, then I'm imprisoning my own self with the fear of COVID. But if someone feels like they don't want to do it, then that's their prerogative. If someone says, you know what, I'm going to go and fellowship with my family and do this and so, then I just urge them to, to make sure they do what they need to do to make sure they're safe. It's not good. We go to the grocery store. Some people go to work. Got opportunity to hang out with family. I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. But you went to the grocery store. I go to Home Depot. I've been going for the past couple of months getting material, and I'm looking at folk walking around without masks on. Employees don't have masks on, and they're going about their business. So if you're gonna get it. If you ain't, you ain't. But you just got to trust in God. That's all I can say.
Let me ask you this question, Bishop. And do you think there's a greater likelihood of people not having on a mask in a family gathering than it is in, say, a Home Depot or a Kroger or in a place like that? Is there a greater likelihood of people, because of the familiarity, from being familiar with each other and feeling that you're in a safe place? Is it more of a likelihood that they at Thanksgiving dinner won't have on a mask?
It'd be hard for me to really answer that based on, I mean, the question is a great question, but it'd be hard to answer that based on the fact I don't know the surroundings of what they'll be dealing with. For me, my wife and I went out to eat. There was a couple, they sat across from us. Everybody had to take their mask off to eat. And we ate. As we got through eating, we put the mask back on and walked out the door. And it came to me, I sat there with them folks all around me, one on the side, one behind me, and over here. And everybody ate. We had a mask on when we went in, took the mask off to eat. If that virus is going to spread, then it's going to hit every one of us in this restaurant. But we all ate and walked out. And I've been tested twice for COVID, and I don't have it. And so, like I said, if it's going to be, it's going to be. If it ain't going to be, it ain't going to be. I cannot imprison myself mentally worrying about if I go here, go there, I'm going to get COVID. So life still has to go on, and we still have to take precautions, and I'm all about being precautious or taking every measure of precaution. But I'm not going to limit my life based on this pandemic because everybody's afraid of it. When He's my refuge. He's my present help in the time of trouble. And if we hold to the word and we look to the hill from whence cometh our help, and our help come from the Lord, why in the world am I walking in fear? Because fear has torment. I can't go around him. I can't go around her. Like when I come to the studio, I'll be around you. We don't have a whole lot of distance between us, but I trust God to be there in that place with us, protecting you and me. Where I just got to ask the question, where is our faith in God? Mark 11:22 said, have faith in who? Man or God? It said, have faith in God. We really limit God's ability and power if we hold on to everything that some science.
Exactly. Let's go to Toya with the T. Toya, what's on your heart?
Honey, I feel like we on the boat, honey, and the Lord went over there, went to sleep, and when it's a storm, and he went over there and laid down, and we sitting up there like, Lord, ain't you gonna do something? I'm gonna go to sleep with the Lord because I'm with what he said. What did God say? That's what I'm rolling with right there. Someone said earlier, are you healing the dead and making people heal? Well, if the God you fooling with ain't, you're fooling with the wrong God, because mine is. And I'm gonna walk with. They could not stand Jesus because he was healing. Let me tell you something. You more capable of getting your head chopped off of the people that believe in religion than you are going to be able to heal folks like Jesus said and walk with the power that God gave us. I'm not. God is the only one with all the answers. We all know what the Bible says, but we still let CDC and again, I'm not negating from the simple science of germ contamination. Because if we understand that, we know if you're a carrier, it's already everywhere. But like the bishop said, when I decided to trust in God, that's with everything, not what the doctor said. They broke my faith when I went to the hospital. I had to start listening to God for real. I had to really tune in and believe in God that I can live and be, because doctors said I was supposed to die. I had internal bleeding. They put it down on paper. They wrote it down and said that I was supposed to die. But I had to stand on God. What you say? You said you are God of life. You are God of healing. You are God of raising from the dead. Jesus died and rose again. And I truly believe that story. I don't believe it's a metaphor. And that is what I walk with. And that's why we protect it. We're not talking about going to birthday bash. That's not. We
That's
in
right.
the house because our nasty, stinking, filthy souls done contaminated this world. And God said, stop. And we all need to listen. And what he been having me doing, he been having me healing and keeping people. We ain't got to raise the dead because the Lord got me praying before that devil even get him that far. But we working right now on healing. We working right now on restoration. We working right now on, even with all the things I've been through, giving that to him and standing firm, because I'm going to love all my family. If they need me, I'm going to be there. I'm going to follow COVID. What you need? You need a mask? I got you. What you need me to come eat? I got you. That's what I got time to do now. Because if I really think about what God wants us to do, it ain't about CDC. If your mama tell you, come see me, you better get up and get whatever you need and go see your mama. Because
Exactly.
you don't know what the Lord needs you to do.
Good deal. Good deal. Leonard, talk to us, brother.
You know, I'm really listening, but it has all to do with people's character before. That people ain't changed.
Yeah.
People the same. No matter how much you know about the right things to do, you find yourself doing the wrong thing. So, you know, it's different for different people. You know what I'm saying? So however that person digests that information and apply it to their life, that's them. You even still have a choice to choose Christ or not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can or you don't have to. That's up to you. But it's never going to be my goal and my aim to save the world. That's not who I am. You know, it's just not. It's to be there where I can do the best. Is to do my best and things of that nature. Like, you know, I always tell people, there's nothing that a person can say to me to change my direction, or where I'm going, or how I live my life. So I'm always about precaution. There's a lot of dead Christians out there. They were so religious and they dead anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a bunch of dead Muslims out there. And then we're going to mention you Muslims that kill other Muslims and you Christians that kill other Christians. So let's not act like we some highly evolved people so concerned with being humanitarians because it's only a handful of people. Okay? It's not everybody. That 50% during their 50% of the vote went to people that don't care nothing about healthcare. It's about you. It's about the people you surround yourself with. It's about those things.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know, it's always, it just strikes me amazing how when there's a pandemic or something like that happening, people start talking about faith and all these types of things. If you had no faith at all, you still gonna have to survive. There are gonna be survivors after COVID. There were survivors after influenza. There were survivors after chickenpox. There were survivors after smallpox. There were survivors after anthrax. There's always survivors of people that do better. However, if you put yourself at risk purposely, you deserve whatever you get.
God says,
the poor will beat you always, not because there is the lack of food. The poor will be with you always because of a mental spirit of poverty.
Exactly.
That's why it's not about death and damnation as much as about living in choices. So if you encourage people to make better choices, then they should live better. It ain't rich people's fault you sick. It ain't. It's nobody else's fault for the matter. I've been working around these viruses and was part of my job in the military as an animal control specialist and research facilities. That's how I know about coronavirus. That's how I know about hantavirus. That's how I know about parvovirus. That's how I know about all these various viruses and how to deal with them and what have you. So it's not where you gonna raise up holy hands and do nothing because you ain't done it before. It's about what are you gonna do to deal with the situation at hand? How are you gonna combat this pandemic? If you choose to do nothing and pretend like it's not gonna be there, guess what? It's gonna pop up. Look at Donald. Look at my family. Remember 6 months you were talking about somebody you knew who knew somebody that had it.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about somebody who knew a good friend of theirs got it. Now you're talking my mama got it. Now
it's getting close.
It's getting closer. If you don't see
Yeah.
it and you don't recognize it, it's gonna get you. Just like these fools in the Bible that's sitting around here talking about if the Lord is with you, the snake bite venom won't kill you. Tempt the Lord if you will. Go ahead. Go ahead and keep tempting God if you will. Go ahead and see how that work out for you.
There you go.
See how that work out for you. It's not about religious fanaticism. It's about how you use everything at your disposal to meet the obstacle and the challenge.
Okay, good deal. Let's keep this thing going. Let me go, Rico. Come to me, brother. What's on your heart?
You know, that's why I was glad he went there, man, because you know, some people might hear the different messages on this platform and take it a different way. And then 9 times out of 10, they want to take it the way they want to take it the way it fits and makes them feel comfortable to keep doing what they want to do. You know, I don't want nobody to hear where's your faith in God and then think that says, well, just go out here and keep going to the nail salons and go to the malls and just don't take any precautions, just live your life like normal. That doesn't mean when you find out your child got cancer, don't go take it to the doctor and get it treated or get to see how far it's progressed or nothing. You just gonna pray it out. Don't mean that. You still got to use some logic. If that's the case, well, I ain't gonna, because I'm not going against what Bishop is saying. But like I said, what the people have to understand is not to be able to discern and not take it so literal, not to get fanatic, like Leonard said. Don't get extreme and just think, okay, you know what? Ain't no middle ground in this. I'm just gonna rely on faith and just keep doing what I'm doing, because that would have definitely been the wrong mindset when Rock Hudson got AIDS and that AIDS epidemic kicked off. Everybody said, well, you know what? That AIDS stuff ain't nothing but a big ruse. I'm gonna keep on running around here just doing it wrong. Let me just keep on doing it, and I'm gonna put my faith in God. I believe in. I have been in battle, and I don't believe in God enough, and I start wearing these condoms. Then I ain't believing in the right person. No, that ain't what they mean. You still got to use some kind of logic. He gave you that gift. You know that he gave us the gift of logic to get from Earth to space. It came from walking and crawling to a wheel to an automobile. You know, so you got to use some kind of logic to survive. I'm sort of getting away from what I want to make a point about, man. But we really have to be mindful to not just get too extreme on believing that. We got to still make some kind of effort to protect ourselves. Like I said, you got to be a defensive driver in life.
And like Jesus said to the people when the church tried to accuse him of these things, it wasn't about whether his mother or his father sinned. I'm gonna heal him regardless. While you hung up on how it got like this and wanting to cast doubt on the situation, oh, it must be God's will. And so Jesus healed the man anyway, because everything was heaped up on sin caused you to die. No, it could have just been no lack of hygiene. It wasn't lack of hygiene, or a birth defect, or something like that. You know, so if we could combine our faith in God with our practice in living, then maybe we'll see better results, as opposed to always we won't talk about God when he punishing us for this, that. God ain't got to punish you. You punish yourself. He ain't got to punish you. Half the things you do, you choose to do them.
Absolutely.
And wind up in the situation that you're in. Then you want to fall back and say, well, maybe it's God's will. No, it's not God's will. It was your will.
Let me pull some.
This is the other point I wanted to make. You know, when we hear certain words like what Bishop said and what the goddess said earlier about the cancer and the flu, you know, we still have to understand that we probably haven't seen families lose 3 members in 1 week from cancer.
Come on now.
So we still got to, keep some kind of logic with that. But, our pride, I ain't gonna even say our pride, just the fact that we want to do what we want to do, we'll think a certain way. But we have to understand, when you hear that word fear, heeding warnings and fear are not the same thing. Ain't nothing wrong with heeding a warning, taking a precaution. You get what I'm saying? So, some people will listen to warnings and think that if they heed those warnings, that's meaning that they're scared. No, it ain't meaning that. That means that you paying attention to somebody letting you, like I said, it's COVID the donkey.
Yeah.
It's COVID the donkey.
Exactly.
And also,
exactly.
when it comes to
hold
that,
on.
even in the
Hold
bank.
on, Leonard. I gotta get some more people in here, man.
Go ahead, get them in. Get them in. Come on,
Lord.
it's 9:35.
Well, Leonard, Lord, my you. What I'm gonna do with you?
No, don't do nothing with me.
Okay, all right, good deal. Let's go to the goddess. Goddess, what's on your heart? Let him say, don't do nothing with me.
I'm just gonna say a few things. My mother, my father, my grandpa, those are the three that I know in my family that died of cancer. Boom, boom. But you know, I've had heart disease as a major, and my grandmother, my great grandmother, and my uncle died of heart disease. Two major ones. I have been blessed not to have anybody in my family die of COVID. And I thank God. But I also have, like I said, my family get together is, this is what we need to do. This is what we need to do. I'm going to repeat for those who do have COVID. When you go outside and you come back in, you've been amongst a lot of people, do your oranges, do your lemons, do your sea salt, do your ginger root, put a towel over your head, steam it, breathe it in for 15 minutes. If you have COVID or you think you're losing the loss of taste, do that 15 minutes 3 times a day to bring in so you can start breathing, do your regimens with your teas every day, sour soup, because it's going to be hard for you to get down. And I forgot black seed oil, which has been around since ancient Kemet time. So your black seed oil, your vitamin C is very key. Try to put yourself on at least 5,000 milligram worth of vitamin C. I was taking 50,000 units of vitamin D my doctor put me on once a week. But you got to be careful. So you have to take a blood test before you get on the vitamin D. Okay? So do your vitamin C. Zinc is very key to it.
Okay.
So these certain regimens you must get on, and you must start working on your diet. I ain't going to repeat that no more. My next thing that I wanted to speak on was anything you do too much of. If you hard-headed and you get out here and you don't want to do what you're supposed to do, your chances are you're going to catch it. But know where you stand at, because science is one thing. People that have negative blood is, for whatever reason, it's the hardest one to catch COVID. They'll be the ones that can be a carrier.
Wow, that's good. Leonard, you want to say something quickly?
Okay.
Just to give people an example, I watched the documentary. That's what I usually watch. Erectile dysfunction. If you look at that industry right now, young people and all these young men and everything right now, your convenience stores and gas stations since this came out are full of what?
Pills.
Pills for erectile dysfunction. Oh, that's a major problem. Is it bigger than COVID? You can go in there and get them pills and everything to go do what? To go do some more sinning.
Yeah.
You know, just to keep doing what you want to do. Ain't nobody got to keep you and beg you from doing that.
Yeah.
Why got to beg you to wear a mask? Something that's as simple as that. Or washing your hands. You should have been washing your hands anyway with your
nasty rascals with your
Ain't
nasty,
nobody asking you
dirty,
to do too much. I remember some people work with masks on every day. You know, when it benefits us, oh yeah, we all on board. But boy, when somebody asks you to change your little behavior a little bit like this, yo, you up in arms now.
Exactly. Let me pull it out. Let me see. Do we?
I got one more thing I need to say real quick.
Oh Lord, I gotta get the other people there, Miss Goddess. I gotta get the other people. Go ahead, Miss Goddess. What's on your heart?
Everybody, okay. But my key thing is everybody's wearing these pretty masks, because I got a whole lot of them. Keep some lights off, clean your mask.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I just want to let people know that people are not doing that, because you're double exposing yourself if you keep putting the same mask on and not cleaning them. I'm sorry, I just had to say that.
Good deal, good deal. Now let me go to let me see who we got here. Let's go to Adrian. Adrian, what's on your heart, brother?
Yeah, man, just few things, not too much. One, when talking about science and religion and spirituality, I think about the Apostle Luke in the Bible. Do we know what his occupation was?
What's that?
He was a physician. He was a medicine man. He was a doctor. That's what Luke was. So it does, like Leonard said earlier, it goes hand in hand. Religion and medicine, science goes hand in hand. Number two, I think about, and you know, this hit me as I was leaving at the parking lot here. Me and my mom was talking the other day, and she said, if people, Christian, Muslim, whatever, Jewish, whatever, got as much faith or would get as much faith in God, who we cannot see, ain't none of us seen God's face, the Creator's face. Okay? If we could get enough faith, and not just faith, like Brother Lynn said, common sense about commandments that God has given us in his word. As we got in faith in COVID, wouldn't we be doing something, y'all? We can't see God. And we can't see COVID with our natural eyes. We have to look under the microscope to see COVID, okay, how they test them viruses and stuff. And then we see God in our fellow man or in yourself, okay? So if we were to do those two things, I believe that not only COVID, just anything that we come up on earth, we will have a lot more power, a lot more clarity, and a lot more peace to combat it. And then the third thing I'll touch on real quick and I'll leave it alone. When that stuff starts hitting you, y'all, be warned of the signs. Diarrhea. What comes out your throat is going to look green. It's going to look just like a children's putty. And it's not just like how you hawk up cold or, you know, a little loogie, a little phlegm. Your breathing is going to become, and I'm just telling you from my experience earlier this year, what happened to me. Your breathing is going to become very suppressed. Crisp air, I don't care if you stand in front of the HVAC. You ain't going to be able to take that air in and filter it, and you're going to feel it. Your brain going to start cutting off oxygen. Okay, and you're going to start becoming delusional and delirious. That's why I didn't make my fire early this year in January, February, March, you know, because I was so weak. And the oxygen had started being cut off to my brain because my respiratory system, a lot of people don't keep that in mind. The brain needs oxygen to help you think and function. The air was being cut off to my brain because my breathing was so bad. That stuff was getting in my lungs. Your lungs ain't no thicker than about your fingernails. If y'all didn't know, when I had pneumonia the other year, them Jewish doctors in New York explained to me how it works. So what it is that fluid starts getting in your lungs and that virus, and it starts building that mucus.
Come on.
And it's cutting off your lung cavities as you're taking breaths in and out, in and out. Y'all check up on yourself, your temperature. And the crazy thing is some days you'll feel like $1 million. The first time I went to Dale Seaton over here, the doctor asked me, she said, well, what do you feel like? I said, well, ma'am, the other day I wasn't feeling so good on this. I said, but right now I feel fine because it's going to go and come. With some of it, it might hit you hard, but other it'll go and come. But when it do hit, like it did me, good God Almighty, it was like taking down a freaking, like a moose. I know I talked about a moose the other day. A moose weighed about 2,500 pounds. It took me down, y'all. It took me down. And I'm a strong, I can lift 500 pounds easy. That ain't no problem. I can push my Chevy truck here with one hand. That ain't no problem with me. But what happened to me earlier this year, have mercy, Jesus. Have mercy, Jesus.
Bishop.
Said what now?
You gonna get the shot? The immunization?
Would I take the shot? Would I take the vaccine? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I'm not going to trust nothing that these pharmaceutical companies done shot in pigs and rats overnight, and we don't have enough time. I don't want to be another guinea pig for what they testing on these vaccines because we have not had enough proven time to see the effects of it. What I will do, though, is these continued remedies, castor oil, mineral oil, that helped me this year. sweet oil. I was dropping sweet oil down in my ear early this year. That helped my respiratory system, my ears, my throat, my chest cavity, my nose. That sweet oil, y'all know about some of that stuff, Donald Tucson and some of y'all. I'm a young man, but I know about it too. It helped get that stuff out of me, and I keep it out of me, and I burn firewood to keep it out. I don't want that shot. I don't want them to drug me up with something to have me dumb it up. Come on now.
Good deal. Good deal. Let's go to Bishop. Bishop, what's on your heart?
I'm listening to Adrian. It's sort of funny because they said that the African Americans or the blacks are more highly susceptible to get the coronavirus. So they want to use the vaccine on the blacks first.
Yeah.
So they're trying to get blacks to volunteer first to get the shot. Well, I don't think corona looks at no color.
No.
Corona color. It affects white, black, Asian. It doesn't matter. When it gets you, it's gonna get you. Now, as we begin to go back, and I listened to Leonard, I listened to Rico, and I want to make it very clear. And you asked about going out to fellowship with family. It's like we go out to eat. I said, wear a mask, take the precautions, be careful, but trust in God. Then it just comes to me when I was thinking about the scripture in the Thessalonians, 2 Thessalonians, and it says, all men have not faith. Everybody ain't got faith. But it goes, faithful who shall establish you and keep you from evil. That's why I say we walk by faith. We don't, I don't negate anything that a doctor says or a scientist may say. But I'm living witness. I'm a living witness. I'm a living testimony. Like Adrian, when I broke my leg and my kneecap went into my thigh, and I broke my tibia and fibula, and I couldn't move my foot, the doctor said, we're going to have to amputate your leg. And I said, no, you're not going to amputate my leg. No, you ain't going to amputate my leg. And I said, Lord, let my feet move so that they won't have to cut my leg off. And then I started moving.
Call him, brother.
Then the doctor said, oh, your toes are moving. Yes. So I call to the God of all grace, who is able to keep and deliver. I started walking. I'm not supposed to be walking on my leg. The doctor said it's going to take you 18 months before you can even put pressure on your leg. I said, no, God is with me. I started walking 6 months.
Teach, brother. Teach, brother.
I got stabbed in the eye. The doctor said, you're going to lose your eye. I said, no, you ain't gone. I'm going to keep my eye because God got me.
Come on.
Lo and behold,
Go ahead, Bishop.
The doctor said, you're lucky. I said, no, I'm blessed because I believe in the true and living God. So if somebody want to question or challenge God and his ability or what God is able to do, I know what God can do. Because I always tell folks, God took a disgrace because I was a simple. I was a general in the devil's army. But God took
Go ahead, preacher.
And made me an amazing grace. And I tell folks, if somebody had told me I was going to be a preacher, I would have cussed them out because I was enjoying singing.
Come on.
All right now.
You can't talk to me about what God is able to do. I can tell you straight up. Now I'm going to get ready to shut up, but I'm going to say this. I ain't telling nobody to step out into the street without wearing a mask. But I'm saying, don't put yourself in a box and be tormented and fearful about living. Because this nurse, she took every precaution. And she got COVID and died from it. She was a nurse. So if you're going to get it, you're going to get what you're supposed to get. If you ain't going to get it, then you ain't going to get it. But you better have faith. You better have trust in God. Because I'm going to tell you, that's right. We walk by faith and not by sight. And if I don't dispute Luke. I read Luke. I know Matthew, Mark, and John. But when it comes down to your faith in God, this is when God begins to try you and see if you have the faith that he requires that you have.
That's right.
One of my preachers, and this is the truth. One of my preachers, I was in Alabama, and the family called me and said, Elder, you need to get here. Elder Smith is dead. And I said, I'm on my way. I had to travel 2 hours from Birmingham to get back to Douglas County. I got into the house and everybody was gathered around, and rigor mortis is already set in. And he laid there cold to the touch. And I said, y'all get out this room. And I told folks, get out. And I had my minister, I said, let's go to God. I touched this man. And I'm telling you, man, I know God is able. And when I touched him, and I say he was cold to the touch, rigor mortis set in,
I prayed. And as I
Ain't that
prayed, I
something?
said, "Lord, if you will," and this is the truth. I bring my wife in here. The man, Bishop, he started talking. And they're like, "Oh, I know what God is able to do." Don't ever challenge me. And challenge
That's
my
right,
relationship
Bishop.
with God.
Preach.
Don't say, God is able. Man can
Yes.
do things, but God can do all things. So that's all I got to say about it. And I'm a living
Say that.
what God is able to do. So y'all want to be, I ain't going here. I'm going to listen to what the doctor said. I'm going to listen to what the yeah, listen to him. I ain't telling you not to. But I'm going to tell you, you better have faith in God. And what we're dealing with in America today, and here is the deal. That reason this stuff is coming through is because, see, God is tired of all this wickedness. So he sent his son here to wake the folks up. And he said in 2 Chronicles, if my people, you say you're God, if my people, which are called by my name, will humble themselves and pray and seek him.
Yes.
Seek him. And then turn from your wicked ways, then still our land. But these folks ain't going to God.
Come on.
They're going to Dr. Fauci. They're going to all these.
They're going everywhere.
And I promise you, 90% of these folks that coming up with this stuff don't get on their knees and pray because they don't have a relationship with God. This is what the problem is. This is a religious state, and we're supposed to teach religion and not science. And we're supposed to build the folks' faith up in God, not put their faith in man more so in God, because oh man, don't get me started.
They don't believe that much now. They don't believe that much. Hold on. They don't believe that much now. Hold on now. Now you ask me what they believe that much.
Okay, now. Well, y'all so best. Well, y'all so there. Preach, Bishop. Oh, preach, Bishop.
He doing it.
There's a difference between religion and spirituality with God. And nobody ever talks about that. You know, that's why they have false prophets out here. And you got to be careful of them. You got to be careful of them. They're walk and talk. But if they don't have
that's right.
My mother died in my arms, and I prayed to God when I was a little kid, and she took back another breath. I done seen the angel of death come to try to come upon her, and I prayed, and she started praying with me, and she was just out of surgery, and they did not know. They was like, she can't talk, she's still underneath it. But she started saying the Lord's Prayer with me and didn't even know she was saying it. And the angel of death went over to the other lady, and I God forbid, but that's why you need to be with your loved ones, because you might need to have the strength and the faith to bring them up about what might be trying to bring them down. Say that, girl.
Wow, it's getting deep. We got 6 minutes, and I got to do my close, so that's gonna probably take about a minute and a half. So we got to get on out of here. I'll tell you, this is good, but y'all getting riled up. Y'all getting riled up at the end, boy. It's like y'all kept it to the end, and y'all want to bring Rico. What's going on, man? What is really going on?
I don't know, man. It's all it's not really most of it's very, very valuable information, man. You know what I'm saying? It's needed to be heard. It needed to be heard for sure. And like I said, I want to make sure Bishop understand that I wasn't really knocking him on what he was saying. I was just making sure people don't misconstrue what he was saying, because some people will use information for their benefit and misconstrue it. You know, because some people would have took that and just said, you know, like you said, you got people that have cancer, their children have cancer. I ain't gonna take them to the doctor. And actually, DCF has jumped in and did something about that. So, you know, you have to use some logic. You know what I'm saying? Some of the warnings is out there, and at the same time, keep your faith, but don't go and misconstrue that faith just to be defiant. You know, don't misconstrue that, because the way he broke it back down, it will make more sense to the average person. Now that other person that's out here just being defiant and being rebellious, can't go back and use what he said.
Exactly.
Toya, talk to me.
Well, no, man. You know, I think everything we talked about today, it is along with when we're dealing with the Lord. He don't have you defying. He bring you to uphold the law. So we're not talking about, you know what I'm saying? Those circumstances where, oh, don't wear a mask. That's not what we're saying. All of us said, yeah, wear your protection according to the guidelines, because the God is the only one to know all these things. We can't handle all these things. We can't handle the truth, honey. And half of the times, even when we see you raised from the dead and die from our sins, we still ain't gonna believe the story is human. So at the end of the day, I hope that these stories help, touch people, touch somebody's heart, and there are people out here that are with you, and there are people that ain't with you, and we still loved by the Lord, man. So let's just have peace. Y'all have a good day, man. I love y'all. Great show.
Good deal. Appreciate you, sis. Definitely. Adrian, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me. Adrian said, I can run right now. Go ahead.
Man, y'all, I can run right now. Everybody's comments on this phone this morning. At first I was going to get up real early and go on and come out here and start cutting and busting this wood. But because I had told Rahid that yesterday, last night, he told me, he said, you want to be on the phone? I said, no, I got to work and focus, to get ahead. But I'm happy I called in today. I feel like my spirit has been blessed, and I feel like I've been enlightened to run on. I feel like I can shout and like I can tell somebody else, God is able, God is real, and he will see you through. Yeah. Us down here on earth, we have to have the love. Like the sister said, she's going to go out and feed people regardless. Guess what? Again, I'm not the biggest Christian and not perfect. I'm not going to lie. And it's a lot of stuff that I address full head, and y'all know that. But what I do believe in my heart is that the love of God is real. And it's nothing that we as people have seen or encountered, or that we will encounter, that God cannot bring us through. If we have that love, if we have that faith, if we have that obedience, like Brother Tucson was talking about and Brother Leonard, I believe we'll make it.
Good
Feel
deal.
good, y'all.
Good deal. Kurt, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me.
Man, I just called back in and caught the tail end of the fire. And what's on my heart, I think Bishop can help me out on it, because I was just studying yesterday, and I saw something that I had never seen before. It clearly told me that what's going on right now is all God's work. It's all God's work. And I saw a scripture in 1 Samuel that said something to the effect of, God is a knowledgeable God, therefore he will always take space with man's actions. And I was like, wow, hold on. What is he trying to let me know? And I realized that, in everything I've been studying, man, God got his hands on all of this, man. He got his hands on all of this, man. And he is not pleased with the way man has been treating his people. I'm going to say it again. God is not pleased with the way man has been treating his people.
Good deal.
So you can either continue to do that and fail and perish, or you can change. I just left the VA, Raheem, and I just wanted to tell you, brother, this is how I know this is God. So they got these plackets all up in the VA and tell you procedures and stuff like that. But one of the plackets say to every person that's coming to visit that read the placket, if you have a cough, if you have a fever, if you have any respiratory conditions, please do not visit, or please terminate to visit. Right?
Yeah.
I'm in the hospital with some sicknesses, and you're telling me to leave.
Yeah, exactly. Get on out of here.
They don't know. They don't know, man. I'm truly convinced at this point is because man has gotten so far away from God that man don't know what's going on, and too ashamed to admit we don't know what this is.
Exactly.
Too prideful to admit, man, this God.
Exactly. Let me do this. We're going to get out of here, man. I'm going to go to Tucson. Tucson, what's on your heart before we get out of here, brother? At 10 o'clock. Don't take all day now, Tucson. At 10 o'clock already now.
Say it again.
I said 10 o'clock now. Don't take all day now. At 10 o'clock already.
No, I said to have faith in God.
Yes, sir.
The woman that had the issue of blood, he said to her, thy faith have made thee whole.
Exactly. Listen, before I go there, let me go to Brother Leonard. Captain Leonard, what's going on at 3 o'clock today,
If you
brother?
did not get a chance to hear the show in its entirety, log on to www.dkmmediagroup.com at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern today.
And hear the show what now?
What did you say?
Hear the show in its what?
Entirety.
There you go. We got to make sure we heard it. And it's entirety. Listen, it's been a great broadcast, man. It's 10:01. Now, y'all know that we're not going to be here tomorrow or Friday. We're doing a rebroadcast tomorrow and Friday. Y'all enjoy your Thanksgiving, man. Enjoy your families. Enjoy your meals. Don't eat too much. Because I'm going to tell you something. Thursday, what you going to eat Thursday? You're going to see again Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I'm just gonna tell you.
Sandwiches.
You're gonna see it again. Look here. What you gonna eat Thanksgiving? Now, Thanksgiving meal gonna last a week. I don't know how many days they should put some limits on that thing, man. But let me ask y'all quick. This is way out Wednesday, and we've been kind of serious today. So I want to lighten it up just a little bit before we get out of here. Now, does everybody have, or it might be just me? It might be just me. But does everybody have somebody in their family that think they can cook but really can't cook at all? They just can't cook, man. Because I got somebody. I'm not gonna call the name because they probably listen. I know they probably listen to the podcast. They really think they could cook, but look at him. I'm gonna tell you one of the telltale signs that your food ain't good as you think it is. When you bring a plate, you bring a plate to the meal, to the Thanksgiving dinner, and you get ready to go home, and your plate still sitting there, and ain't too much been touched. That might be a telltale sign that your food ain't good as you think it is. Now, Rico, who is it? And don't call him that, brother. Please don't call him name. But who is it in your family that can't cook like they think they can cook? Unmute yourself, Rico.
Everybody in my family put their foot in it, man.
Oh Lord, he don't want to see.
Everybody in my family put their foot in it. If it's anybody that can't cook, it might be me. That's the reason why I don't never bring a dish. I'll be him.
Okay,
I'm the captain.
All right. Hey, Toya with a T. Talk to me, sister. Without calling their name, who in your family think they could cook, but they ain't got no business bringing nothing to nobody Thanksgiving dinner?
It ain't a family member, but I definitely got a friend, baby, who is on the very light side of humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Honey, she bet not. You better not even go toward the kitchen. You heard? Don't even go to the grocery store.
Don't even
Stay away from all food by all costs. Okay, we're gonna feed you everything through a straw. That's how terrible she is.
God almighty. Whoo. Let me go to Adrian. Who is it, man? Come on, Adrian. Don't call the name, but it's somebody. Somebody in your family think they can cook, brother. But Adrian.
You know what? I'ma just say this. I'ma say it like this, and I don't mean to put it on them because I believe if they stick around, they'll learn how to do it. Where I come from, there in Georgia, maybe the younger generations, okay, those that are maybe 20, 25 and down, they ain't used to getting in the cooking, in the kitchen, throwing down from scratch. They just want to go to McDonald's or Boston Markets or get some auntie or mama, grandma. So that's who I would say. Other than that, all of us, for the most part, I can think of, we pretty fat.
Yeah.
Throughout the year, pretty healthy. I mean, you walk down the street by any of my cousin's house or mama, you got lines of people and it's smelling good. Add Bishop, he know about mama cooking too. So that's how I said, just the younger generation, maybe,
There you go. Leonard, talk to me, man. Is there anybody? Don't Leonard. I know how you do, brother. Don't. I don't want you to slip up and say, "Oh, I slipped this." Don't call these people names.
We don't let them cook. We don't let them cook.
They can't.
You get your stuff thrown in the trash. So we know who cooks what.
Yeah.
And that's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they bring.
Mm-hmm.
We even got a person that's special making the drinks.
Mm-hmm.
That's her thing. That's what she makes, the bomb cocktails.
Oh Lord, okay.
We got a person on the sweet potatoes. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Everybody loves it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what they bring. and those types of.
What you want me to bring? Well, Johnny, you bring the water. Johnny, bring it. Go to this Sam and buy a case of water. You just bring the water, brother. You know that's your contribution. You bring the water.
And instead of people talking about schools need to teach your kids to cook, you need to teach your kids to cook.
Exactly.
You go sit with grandmama or somebody that know what they doing and learn how to cook, so they won't be running back and forth like we see them now, thinking they're gonna starve to death if they can't go to the restaurant.
Rico said they need to bring the paper plates in the foil. Hey, Bishop, talk to me, Bishop. Is there anybody in your family, man, without calling their name, that they ain't got no
Bishop ain't letting nobody bring no mess.
Bishop, talk to me.
No, everybody in my family can cook, man. I'm gonna be honest about it. I eat everything that these folks bring.
So maybe Bishop, maybe it's like Rico, Bishop. Maybe it's you. You just bring the water, go by there, get some foil, get some aluminum foil and some saran wrap, and that's your contribution. That's your contribution, right?
They just tell me to pitch in. Just bring about $20.
Bring them to go containers. I like to go containers.
Exactly. Yeah, get the good plastic ones. Don't bring no cheap ones around here. Donald Toussaint, talk to me. Who is it, man?
I had this great cousin.
Don't call no name, Donald.
And I ain't gonna call her name.
Okay. We know it's a she. He just said her.
Back in the day. It was let me tell you what she did. She would have this frozen gumbo.
Oh Lord.
And she said, my husband put it in there before he died.
Oh Lord.
But that was 11 years ago.
Oh Lord.
Stop it, Toussaint. Ain't nobody done that down there. Come on now. Ain't nobody done that down there.
That was voodoo. That was voodoo.
When you take it out and it start defrosting, it start bubbling.
Yes, indeed.
Good Lord.
Yes, indeed. Don't do that.
No. God has talked to me. God, everybody got somebody in their family. Everybody got somebody in their family that just can't. They ain't got no business being in the kitchen. God, who is it in your family without calling the name?
Me.
Oh Lord.
Don't call your name. Just
but I like the way she admitted it. She know.
Yeah.
But she bringing them herbs. She bringing them herbs.
I would say me because I don't cook like everybody else cooks.
Lord, my Jesus.
They gonna use the pig parts, and I'm gonna use the smoked turkey butt.
I hear you. I feel you.
They gonna use the Velveeta cheese. I don't do processed cheese. I'm gonna use just real cheese.
There you go.
Exactly.
There you go. I love that girl right there. She got it going on.
And I'm gonna tell y'all something.
It don't be
me. There you go. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. And this is just me. And ain't nobody got to say a word about this. Y'all ain't gotta say nothing. I will not, because everybody like to do different things. They like to bring different plates and stuff like that. But you can't pay me if somebody put $1 billion on the table and say, Raheem, you eat this plate of chitlins, you can have that money. I ain't eating it, man.
Well, I tell you what, I hate pork. That's $1 billion.
I ain't eating no chitlins, man.
I tell you what, if I got $1 billion, I go get some of that 666, get that chitlin out me.
Rico, you eat chitlins?
Man, stop acting like that. $1 billion.
I used to, man, but not since I done got on that health tilt. Nah, I refuse.
You want to split the billion? Is what I'm saying. Do you want to split?
Say it again. I can't hear you.
Billion with me, Rico.
Man, I can't do it, man. It feels so greasy going down, man. Well, you know what? Yeah, you know what? Now that you say that, a good taller than some 666 would work. You know what I'm saying? But
don't let them pull you into that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'd probably be afraid right now that I'd have to go to the emergency room that same day, though, for real.
I ain't eaten pork in over 25 years.
Man, look here. I'm not. Look here. Donald Toussaint. Oh, you eating chitlins, man?
No, sir. I know where it comes from.
Exactly.
See, we had to back in the day because hey, we just was throwing the scraps.
Yeah.
But no, sir. Everybody don't know how to cook chitlins.
And I don't care how good they cook it. I know what was in the chitlins before they cooked it. I don't,
Might have some leftover corn.
Oh my God.
I
like Tucson crazy. That's my man right there.
Hey Bishop, are you eating them chitlins?
My brother, I don't eat chitlins, man. No, sir.
Okay. I just had to ask the question. Toya with a T. Now you from Brooklyn. Are you eating them chitlins?
We don't do nothing with such. Nothing. We don't do that. Anything connected to that. Why? I don't want that. It don't smell good. The salt of this is not good. I don't eat. Is there protein in it? Because if it is, I don't want any of that because it's a tube that Google go through it. Why would you?
Exactly.
Listen, if you eat chitlins, I probably don't want to go that way. I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm just saying you shouldn't be scared of nothing in the world if you eat a chitlin. Nothing.
See,
you shouldn't be scared of nothing getting you if you eat chitlin. You eat boo-boo too.
Yeah, exactly. See, and you eat chitlin, you might as well go out there and make you a doodle soup. You might as well go and make you a doodle soup. I'm just saying.
Go ahead. Put the gumbo on top of everything you eat.
Y'all being disgusting.
I'm just saying. It's the same. Hey, you eating the container that it come in.
Yeah, stop. Leave it alone.
Just saying.
God is. Are you
chopping it up for business too?
Exactly. God is. Are you eating the chitlins?
No.
For $1 billion, I'm gonna eat me some chitlins.
Oh God, come on now.
Hold my nose and swallow.
I don't eat chitlins like I changed my diet, but for $1 billion, I'm gonna get that $1 billion and I'm gonna get that taste of that chitlin with the cha-cha.
Come on.
We
gonna get it down.
I'm sorry. And then I'll go back and cleanse my system after that.
We gonna get it down.
For $1 billion, like Leonard said, to be $1 billion strong, and I'm gonna help everybody else out here because I don't need $1 billion.
God is, I'm shocked. God is, I'm shocked.
We gotta do what we gotta do, guys. We gotta do what we gotta do.
God is, I am shocked.
Hey, you look past all that heart disease and cholesterol and believe in your faith that you're gonna be all right after you eat it.
Lord, God, I'm gonna tell you something. I say
the truth.
I saved God. I saved God for last because I knew I was 100% sure that God is gonna know I'm not eating that, Raheem. I would not eat that. I knew she was gonna say that. And what she do? $1 billion? Oh my God, $1 billion! Give me some hot sauce. Give me some hot sauce. Man, no.
Bishop will come here.
Give me some vinegar. Vinegar, pepper.
Exactly.
All y'all preachers on this line, we can eat them chitlins and y'all pray for us later.
Man, look at here, man. Look. Like Toya said, that's the doo-doo sack, man. That's where the doo-doo comes from, man.
Okay.
It passed through there before it comes out.
Okay. I'll tell you what. I'll jump on a live hog and eat him for $1 billion.
Lord, my Jesus.
I'm gonna tell y'all this. I'm gonna tell y'all this. Those that eat beef, look at go to YouTube one day.
Come on, guys, you better tell them.
When they cut the cancer out, and the beef was out of a brisket or whatever, and they cut the cancer out of the brisket, and it's y'all eat that too, bro.
Ain't no beef in over 20 years.
Me either. It's been about 20 years, yeah, for me as well. No. But I'm just gonna see it like this. I'm gonna see it like this right here, man, and we're gonna get on out of here, man. I just can't get past the idea of what it is, man. I can't get past the idea, man. And
you put some sweet and sour on you, and you be home.
See what I'm saying?
See what you have to do. You have to. Nah, go ahead. Hang on. You say that, man. Go ahead. I ain't gonna need to say that.
You had to cook that Raheem.
Man, you might have to wash them chitlins with some holy water, man. That make it a little better for you, Raheem. Get that $1 billion.
Lord, man, look,
y'all put the ketchup on the kinfolk and eat it.
I say I had Raheem hung up in the back.
Lord, my Jesus. Hey, for my domino players out there, all money ain't good money. Y'all heard that saying before. All money ain't good money.
Good night.
Look, we're going to get out of here, man. Now, let me see. Hey, Bishop, you there?
I'm right here, sir.
Bless
I'm right here.
bless the shit. Bless the children. I meant pray us out.
Oh my God. Righteous Father, your holy name, Lord Jesus, come for you this present hour. Thank you, Lord God, so much for all that you do and have done. Thank you, Lord, for our life, health, and strength. And thank you, Lord God, for DKM Media Group and Associates and Raheem. And this wonderful station and those called in, Lord, that we may be able to convey messages that will lift the people up, encourage their hearts, and open up their understanding to a lot of things we say. Yes, Father God, that we're watching over us during this holiday season, Lord God. Bless those as they travel from near and far, Lord God. Keep them in your perfect will. And stand with us and stand by us. Order our steps in your word, Lord God, and let us be a light to those in this dark world. Lord God, this prayer we pray in your righteous name, Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. We're about to get out of here, man, and I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. Walk away from the chitlins. Walk away from the chitlins. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Amen.
Walk away. Push the table. Push yourself away from that table, and walk away from the chitlins. That joker said one. Walk away from the chitlins. It is now, what is this? 10:17 time for us to get out of here for today. It's been a great broadcast. I want to thank everybody for joining us today. And more than that, I want to thank you for allowing DKM Media Group and the Morning Glow to be a part of your morning. Please understand and hear me when I say we will not be here. We'll be doing a rebroadcast tomorrow and Friday. Tomorrow and Friday will be a rebroadcast. So you can definitely tune in. You can tune in at that time. And one of the great shows that we've done in the past, we're going to play another one of those on both days. Two different shows, actually two different shows, one on Thursday and one on Friday. And so if you can't get enough of the Morning Glow, and we're glad that you can't, we want you to join in any go way, and check us out. But listen, it is 10:18. We're about to get out of here. I want to thank you for joining us. But before you leave, I want you to do me two favors before you go. One, I want you to continue to pray for us, because we are certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody, and give them a hug, because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you could do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. Now we shine some of this light on you from the Morning Glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in, and let your light so shine. You all have a great day. Love you. And if you get an opportunity, take time and love someone else. You just might find some love in return. Wouldn't that be a great thing? Enjoy yourselves, enjoy your families, enjoy the meals. Don't eat too much, because you're going to, whatever you eat, you got to work it off. Whatever you eat, you got to work it off. So keep that in mind now. Ain't that much walking and push up and exercises and jumping jacks in the world. All that food y'all planning on eating, but y'all be careful and enjoy each other. Love ya. Good job, man. Appreciate it.